You didn't quit. You're really like against all odds. You're doing something that no one in the family's done, that none of your friends have done.
I'm just gonna say the thing you're not supposed to say.
Whatever is mine is looking for me.
You have to know what road to take to get to your final destination.
Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear.
Hello, everyone. I do apologize for my tardiness, but y'all don't gotta be rude in the comment section. My goodness, obviously there's something not okay. Obviously. I apologize. There's really no excuse, but y'all don't gotta be rude though. My goodness. I apologize for being torty. I'm not trying to waste your time. I was on the phone. You know when family be calling and they calling right when you about to do something and then they slowing you down? That's what happened. Okay. I do apologize. It was not on purpose. I'm not trying to waste your time on purpose. So let's get into today's video. As promised, I said that I was going to come on here and talk about Brittany Renner. I got a lot of comments under my last video asking and requesting me to talk about Brittany Renner. But with everything that went on with the Super Bowl, I was like, let me go ahead and throw Cardi B in here too. Why not? Why not? I haven't talked about her in a while in a live. I've done a breakdown. I highly recommend you watch the breakdown because honestly, that video is aging gracefully. It's aging beautifully. You should watch my breakdown. My posted videos are going to be more educational and my lives are just going to be more this style. Okay. And I know y'all like this style. So let's get into today's video. First of all, let's talk about the drama around the Super Bowl with Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. I mean, I'm sorry, but I will never forgive y'all because we have a lot to discuss. I will never forgive y'all for believing in this. Y'all got to stop falling for the Instagram photo ops. Y'all, what else did y'all believe? Y'all believed in that, this, and y'all was eating it up. And I'm like, what are we eat? What are we? What are we eating? What are we eating? I mean, y'all was really eating up to the point where I'm like, is something wrong with me? I mean, I know I wasn't the only one that was in the comments like, are y'all really this delusional? And I started thinking to myself, oh my God, we are cooked. Maybe the men are right. We are doomed. I mean, and then if you spoke negatively about their relationship, girl, they was coming at you sideways. And then here we are today. And then people are acting shocked. And then this is another thing. This is what's even more delusional for me. You got people out here talking about she showed him. She had his baby. Are y'all? I'm never gonna forgive y'all for this one. I'm never gonna let this one play down. I'm sorry. I can't. So people are saying they broke up. That's what they saying. That's what the streets are saying, girl. Hold on. Let me pull up my video. Let me pull up my receipt. Because I mean, are we really surprised here?
Question: after you get your ring, is Cardi getting her ring? Proposal?
It's on the agenda, maybe, right? Right? I gotta get mine first.
You're getting it. You're gonna win.
This is one sassy man. He is a sassy one, isn't he? He's pretty sassy to me. I mean, did y'all see how he walked into the game for the Super Bowl? I I don't want y'all to think I'm being negative, but did you see that walk he had? That was a nasty walk. And he got a nice little booty. He do. He got a nice he got a nice little he got a nice ass. I have an obsession with football players and ass. I do. They got nice asses. I mean, it's nice to see them all lined up, bent over. It's nice to see it. But I was not expected for him to give us a catwalk into the Super Bowl game. I was not expecting that. I mean, he had a nice little belt. And the gays tell me that when men wear them shirts that hit at the waist, that's like the male crop top. He loves those. So I don't even know where to begin. Let me just go with my notes. So, I mean, this was a horrible look. It just felt like he was being forced to talk about this relationship with Cardi B. And it was very clear to me, or obvious to me, or some of us, where he just always felt uncomfortable. And me being the type of person that I am, because I think of reality, not just Instagram photos, I know the other girls were giving him a hard time. All the other women, the baby mamas, they was giving him a hard time. Like, why does she get all of this attention? Why does she get the special treatment? Why does she get the photo ops for Instagram? By the way, Cardi has not deleted these photos. I pulled them right from her Instagram. So she can follow or unfollow, she can block and all of that. But I'm like, you ain't deleted these photos. Hmm. Um, then reports are saying that Cardi B spent over 1.2 million to bring 100 guests, including friends, family from both sides, to support Diggs at his first Super Bowl game or his first Super Bowl. $1.2 million. I hope that is a lie. Because sis, you was dry begging. I said she was dry begging her fans on social media to help with the tour, but you can cough up $1.2 million to have his family, your family, his friends, your friends. Oh my God, this is humiliating. This is awful. This is awful. I hope that's a lie. I hope those reports are just rumors. $1.2 million. And then he didn't even have her on stage. I mean, well, not on stage. He didn't have her by the field, near the field. He didn't even have her in the team hotel. And you paid $1.2 million. I pray to God that is a lie. I do. I don't even want to believe in that. I don't want to believe in it at all. Then a lot of people are like, who is Pre? Who is Pre? Who is this girl that was on the field? Who is this woman that was just hanging around? Let me see. Where can I find the video at? She was just hanging around the field. Mm. Hold on, that ain't it. That ain't it.
I'm at the Super Bowl. Where are you?
And this is the thing. Stefon is worse than Offset. I stand by that. He's worse. He is worse. She went out and found worse. That is a fact. And for a man to have, I don't even remember how many kids. What is it? 5 or 6? It's something like that. It's one of those numbers. In the same year, like he has ghetto quadruplets. I mean, come on. You knew what you were signing up for. A circus. So if you didn't know, Pre is the ex-mistress of Offset. And see, this is why I don't play these type of games, this get back revenge type stuff, because a woman will always have more to lose. We just do. So you have to play a smarter game. You have to play things differently, because why would you even mess around with somebody that is close friends with your still husband, current husband's ex-mistress. Why would you even play with yourself like that? Why would you even play that close to a hot stove like that? Makes no sense to me. I don't even know. Because when I found that out, I was like, oh, she is really delusional. And she wanted this man to propose? What type of game was Cardi playing? I honestly, I truly want to know, because how do we not know that this woman wasn't scheming with Stefon to get back at Offset and to get back at Chew, because it's being alleged that Cardi B forced this woman here to get an abortion. How do we not know that all of this wasn't a setup from the very beginning and this is the woman behind it all? How do we not know that? And then this is what be killing me. When I tell you this is embarrassing, the mama is cool with Cardi. Well, she was playing it cool, but then who was she super close to the day of the game? This woman right here, sitting side by side. So how do we not know that all of this just wasn't a setup? What kind of game was Cardi playing? It looks like she played herself. We just got to call a thing a thing. And then that's his best friend. I mean, I'm not buying that. Y'all can buy that. The internet can buy that. They fucking. Think about the type of man that we're talking about here. Okay? Think about what the chef said. Just think about that. Think about the type of guy that we're talking about here. Think about this. Think about this. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Because I need the girls to get smarter. Think about this.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
What the hell? Diggs.
Why Diggs?
Man, no. We're going to leave it like that. No.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stefon Diggs.
Why Diggs?
He's crazy. He's just outrageous. Don't know what he's gonna say. Just don't know what to expect every day. So he couldn't date my sister.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Least I should date my sister, Diggs.
For me, y'all, it's the no hesitation. It's the no hesitation at all. It's the no hesitation. They're not even, let me, well, they just like, Diggs. No hesitation whatsoever. And I'm just like, and the girls were hyping this relationship up. I'm like, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? And then this is bro code. They're breaking bro code to tell you the truth. Because the question was, who do you not want your sister to date on this team or in this locker room? And all of them were like, since you asked, right? This is not like a bro code area. This is just, hypothetically speaking, dicks. And the girls overlooked that. I'm like, I'm not overlooking that. Hell no. And then again, no hesitation. None.
100%.
Why Diggs?
Because he's not a guy that you want to bring home to your parents. Like, you don't want your sister to bring him home to your parents, so therefore she can't date him.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
And listen, ladies, one thing you need to understand is that honesty from men can be found in only a few places. The locker room, the barbershop, okay, male-dominated spaces is where you can find the truth in men, and the truth will come out of them. Okay, laid up with them? No. No, no. In the car with him? No, no, no. But the locker? Oh, you can find some truth in the locker room. They phones. You can find some truth in them phones. It's just like, come on. I just cannot believe the girls were just like, this is relationship goals. Oh my God, she got her lick back. This is revenge. I'm like, this shit about to end bad. Ooh, from the very beginning. Let's continue.
And I might add,
Mm.
you're starting to be the runaway favorite for this.
Ooh.
Nobody want me to do this, is it? I'm a great guy. I'm actually a great guy.
There's actually seems to be a few guys that don't think that.
Feel differently about me?
Yeah.
They just don't know me well enough. That's what it is. It's the All right, who don't I want to date my sister? Weatherly.
Why Weatherly?
Because he's ugly.
I knew that was coming. That was the problem.
He is a child and he is a menace to society. He needs to be sterilized and he needs to be put away somewhere. Okay. He is only allowed to come out to play on the field and then he needs to be sterilized and he needs to be kept away. I mean, come on. He needs to be, what is it called? Neutered? Yeah, that's what he needs. Because what? He is a child. And then this is the crazy thing about this entire situation. Y'all, if I was Cardi B, it would take everything in me not to crash out. Like I would feel so played right now. Like I would feel so played. Why? Because of this pre-situation. See, it's the pre-situation for me. It really is. You're talking about this woman who is my ex-husband to be, ex-mistress was invited in place of me for the Super Bowl. I just had your baby. I just had your child. What? And you know what? I knew that there were going to be some major changes because I don't know if y'all remember this. And see, this is why I be trying to tell y'all, when y'all don't be holding y'all faves accountable, this is the type of stuff that happens. Let me pull it up. Let me show you. This is when I knew Cardi B effed up. And she started to have issues with the wags. Yeah, it was reported from the Sun and the New York Post. It was alleged that Cardi clashed with other Patriots' wives and girlfriends, with insiders describing her behavior as diva-like. And I think they was being nice about that. The whole diva-like, I think they was being nice about that. And a poor fit for the team's typical low-key culture. Because this is what she was out here doing. Did y'all see this? Where she called, I think this baby girl is like, what, 4 years old? She called her the B word.
Then came the game where the New England Patriots were playing the Texans. Now, this little girl predicted that the Patriots would win. She thought the little girl's predictions were against the Patriots team. Take a look.
What are y'all talking about? It's lit. What are they talking about? Another candle blown out. What y'all was talking about? Why would you say that? Another fire put out. Why would they say that? Look, my shit going low. Another fire. What, Quinn? Another fire put out. Come on. Why would they say that? That little white girl said they weren't gonna win. Fuck that bitch! I told ya! I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of
Diva-like, that was them being nice. Diva-like was them actually being nice. So they're gonna blame her for this loss. That's another thing too. A part of this conversation, they're gonna blame her for why they lost. They're already calling her a witch. Let me pull it up.
When you have babies with a witch, when you have babies with a witch, you're not supposed to go off and have babies with anybody else. You're supposed to shut that shit down or marry her. That's where Stefon Diggs messed up, okay? So he thought, hey, I'm gonna have a baby with a witch and I'm about to win the Super Bowl. No, not when you're not out here officially committing.
Now, why? Because it was the way, I'm not even gonna lie, it was the way she said, good luck. It was the way she said good luck for me.
Inspiring message for Stefon before the game. One inspiring message for him.
Good luck.
Inspiring message for Stefon before the game. One inspiring message for him.
Good luck.
How we celebrate? How we celebrate if you win the Super
I don't know. It's just some icy cold about it. Like, I know something that you don't know. And then he didn't even play well. He played awful. People are saying this is this is the worst career game he's ever had. Oh, girl. So I don't know, y'all. Y'all think did you think she put some juju on him? You think? You think? I don't know. I don't know.
Inspiring message for Stefon before the game. One inspiring message for him.
Good luck.
How we celebrate? How we celebrate if you win the Super
That was crazy. And you know what else? I noticed that she wasn't even wearing the team's colors. She didn't wear the jerseys. She wasn't festive. So I knew something was up. And I know she was mad because the lady that I showed you earlier, she got that wag treatment and Cardi didn't. Cardi did not. And this is the thing that's like really throwing me because I don't understand. I think what Stefon was really trying to teach her he was testing her boundaries to see if she would go for it. I really think that that's what that was. I really think that he invited Pre and he wanted her to go along with it. He expected her to just go along with it and was testing her boundaries to see if she would be cool with it. And I think that that's why she ended up blocking him. People are saying that, oh, she unfollowed him. They unfollowed each other. I think she blocked him. I think at halftime, I think she saw what it was. She left the game early. She said, "Oh, you losing too, and you having a shitty ass game? Block, 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 block." I don't think he unfollowed her at all. How was he gonna unfollow her? When was he gonna have time to do that? I think halftime happened. She saw how, well, looks like they're not gonna win this. Let me go ahead and make his night awful. Let me ruin it. Like, really ruin it. You know what? Let me block him on Instagram. So I think that's what happened. I don't think that it was she unfollowed and then he unfollowed her back. No, that is a woman that blocked. That is a Libra woman that blocked that man. That's what I think. I don't think that it was, oh, he unfollowed. No, she unfollowed him. He unfollowed. I ain't buying that mess at all. She blocked him. And another thing too, I think that when it comes to this whole situation, I think the reason why Cardi got treated the way that she did was because he wanted this moment to be about him. He didn't want the shine to be on her. And I think that with Cardi just being around, it kind of took the shine off of him a little bit. And he's been working, I don't know how long to have this moment. And I think another reason why he was kind of distant or ice cold or acting funny towards her was because he wanted the shine to strictly be on him. You know, there are rumors going around, people are speculating that this man may be narcissistic. And we all know that narcissists, they do this thing where they stonewall you, they discard you, or they create some type of fight so that they can have some distance and so they can get all the shine and attention. And that's what it kind of gives too. Okay, that's what it kind of gives. He wanted this moment to be about him and not them. Like he didn't want this moment to be about Cardi and Stefon. Like he wanted this moment to be strictly about him, and he invited all of his women that make things about him. His mama was gonna make it about him. Cree was gonna make it about him. His favorite baby mama, you know, the one. Let me see if I could pull her up. The one that he got tatted on her or tatted on him. He got her tatted. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up. He invited all the women that was going to strictly make it about him. And I think that that's why at times it kind of seemed like Cardi was kind of overcompensating for the fact that she, you know how she was kind of like a little, she was doing the most to try to be like his number one fan. And you have Kiana, I think that's the favorite baby mama that he just had a baby with, the baby boy, his first born son. He just had that son with her, and she was at the game. She was invited to the game. She was wearing his jersey. She was wearing his jersey. So that kind of tells me her nickname Kiki. I think her real name is Kiana. That kind of tells me that he invited every woman that really makes it about him. And I think it's just kind of they play their role, they know their place, and Cardi just didn't know her role and she didn't know her place. And so he chose the women that know their role. His mama knows the role. She get along with all the girls. Kiana, which is his favorite baby mama, knows the role because she knows who he is and she knows who she had a baby with. And then Pre plays her role as the friend, the female friend, the girl, the best friend, you know? So he chose the girls that knew their place and played their role and wouldn't take his shine. And I think that that's why Cardi B was kind of tossed to the side. And she peeped that and she blocked him. That's what I think happened. Let me see if I could find the one. And then there's been a lot of stuff going on with them too. Not that one. Not that one. I'm trying to find it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. How did Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. This woman here, this was his other woman. She went to go get her hair done and everything. Hair is cute though. The baby cute. I don't understand why is his jeans so tight? Why is his jeans so tight? The belt is cute. Got Snoop on the front. That's his little nickname. Okay. And y'all, I have to say this because as a girl that has dated a guy that played professional football, girl, it's messy. It is messy. The girls be fighting. They be fighting to be number one. Girl, they be fighting to be the first to text, good game. They be fighting girl, they just be fighting. They be fighting for attention on Instagram stories, be tagging them. I've seen it all, y'all. I've seen it all. And the reason why none of y'all know that I dated a professional football player is because I never did that shit. I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to be a groupie. The hell do I look like? So you would never like catch me tagging and all of that. But I would see all the other tags though. I see all the other girls trying to be number one, trying to be first place. And so when it comes to the situation with Cardi B, I really don't think she knew what she was really stepping her. I don't think she knew what she was getting herself into when it comes to a professional football player. I think that she thought that because she's Cardi B, that put her above the other women. But when it comes to men that play professional sports, they're so used to women worshiping the ground that they walk on, like literally worship the ground that they walk on, that they expect for you to get in line and also give that type of treatment because that is what they expect, because that is how they're treated. They have a bunch of groupies. And there's always a woman chasing them, wanting their attention, wanting to be their number one fan, wanting to get tickets to the game. Like it's just a mess. That life is very draining. I don't know how the girls do it. It just seems overwhelming. You're always fighting to be or to have a spot. Like everyone is always fighting to have a spot. It's just too much for me. I don't get it. I don't know why the girls are fighting to be number one. It's crazy because this man, I mean, he's just doing his thing and everyone else just gets into line. And that's what the men like. They like the women that get in line and know their place and play their role. And as long as they're the center and they're worship, that's all they really care about. They don't really care about your feelings. They don't care about what you talking about. They don't care about this, that, or that. And then they'll use the excuse, oh, I'm focused on the game. I'm focused on the game. I'm focused on the game. I'm trying to win this game. Oh, you're stressing me out. You're stressing me out. Like, this is an important moment within my career. Why are you stressing me out? And they use that as an excuse too. So I'm pretty sure there was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of behind the scenes arguing, fighting, debates, trying to figure out how this day was gonna go. And then he probably used the excuse, oh, don't stress me out, like this is a very important moment within my career, within my life, like please don't do that. And the whole time he was just trying to have it his way. That's it. Then his ex-girlfriend was posting too, and she posted, and I think she was trying to get some attention because she was trying to have some tickets or get some special treatment for the big day too.
The only y'all know that my name is attached to is Stefon, right? And y'all saw a picture of us together. That been trying to talk to me for 10 years in my DM, begging me, right? Gave a chance. Don't affiliate my name with nobody else. You ain't never seen me in a photo with booed up, kissing my feet, hugging on me, nothing like that. Like, if it's not that, trust me, I don't go with that. I'm not doing nothing with that. Every that knows to follow suit, like, they know what's up. That ass, can you bitches stop running off of me? Like, shit's cool. If y'all pull up while I'm with the homies, don't get intimidated. They called y'all to come. I'm going home.
This is what y'all were hyping up in the not my community, but you know who I'm talking about. It's them ones. Also, okay, I already talked about that. Now, I told y'all in my last live stream, and I think this was on members only, where I was saying that I could smell that there's another girl out here that is pregnant by this man. And now it's coming out that there is a woman that is potentially pregnant by this man. There are speculations that there is being reported that it could be one of his other baby mamas. He's gotten her pregnant again. And then there are speculations that it could be a new girl. And then I got to be so real with you, right? Let's take it back to when Cardi B was out here defending this man. Because let me tell you why I think that this may be true. I think that it is true because this woman, one thing that we know about Cardi B is that she will defend a man to the end. As long as things can be handled privately, like this man don't get caught cheating, she'll cover it up. He get another woman pregnant, she'll pay, or she'll bully the girl into getting an abort. You know, she has this way of trying to manipulate outcomes so that she can still appear a certain way to the public, a certain type of way. So she's all about public image. So as long as her public image is protected, these men really can do whatever they want. But if it ever gets to a point where she cannot have this perfect public image, that's when she'll actually leave the man and walk away. And I think that she found out some information that he probably has another woman pregnant, and she was just like, let me get out of here now. Let me get away from this man now, because when it comes out that this other girl is pregnant, I'm gonna look stupid as hell, and there's no way I can clean that up. Because she's all about cleaning it up. Every man that she gets with, she's trying to clean up their mess. So what would make her leave now? Because you would think a woman coming out saying, you strangled me, you beat me, right? You would think that that would be a moment to be like, oh, that would be her moment to be like, oh, girl, let me get up out of here. But no, she defended him. What could get her to just step away and just leave and just all of a sudden just block him?
So Cardi B has finally broken her silence, addressing the charges that have been filed against her boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. And the way that
No. This is not, listen, Cardi B is not, it's her situation is not about a perfect image. It's about her ego. It's not about the perfect image with her. It's about her not looking stupid. That's all. She doesn't want us bloggers to be right when it comes to her stupid choices with men. So she's gonna do, and then also her ops. She's always talking about her ops, her ops, her ops, her ops, her ops. She don't want to look stupid. Like that's what it really is. She doesn't want people to be right about her choices in men. Like she just doesn't. She doesn't want to look stupid. She doesn't want to be humiliated and embarrassed. So it's not about a perfect image with her. It's about her and her ego. Like that's it. So she'll try to clean up the things that these men are doing. Like they're literally creating chaos. They're creating drama. They're creating issues, legal issues. She'll try to clean all of that up. She'll pay to clean all of that up as long as it doesn't hit the blogs. That's what this is all about. As long as it doesn't hit the blogs, she's cool. But as soon as it hit the blogs, that's when she's like, oh, let me get up out of here because I'm not trying to look stupid. That's all this about. It's not about having a perfect image at all. It's all about what she can cover up and what she can avoid to ever hit the blogs. That's it.
Sis is stepping behind him. Shit, I might believe her too. Two things you should know about Cardi B. One, she don't play when it comes to her career. She's not jeopardizing it for anybody. Okay? So for her to vocalize her support for him in this case, considering the charges that are filed against him, she might know what the fuck she's talking about. And
that's what a lot of women don't understand. People think that Cardi B left because she is a better woman now and she's really worked on herself. She's all that bullshit. No, if that man would not have embarrassed her publicly, she would still be with Offset. She's not with Offset because he's embarrassing her publicly, constantly, over and over and over again. So much so to the point where I believe Offset would do the shit on purpose because he knew it would get to her. He knew how to get under her skin. And it was always her finding out about the many different women that he would be out here dealing with. So even, I mean, think about it. Think about it too. When Pre got pregnant, she paid. She told him like, hey, just pay her. She was cool with that. She knew about that pregnancy. She be knowing about stuff. She just is trying to figure out how to clean it up so it doesn't ever hit the public. That's it.
she says, I put this on my 2-month-old. I know for a fact she's lying. I put that on my 2-month-old son. But I'm going to let the courts handle it. And then that's the second point. The second point is Cardi B's track record with the courts, damn near fucking perfect. Even when she is at fault. Like, she still walks out victorious. So if she knows for a fact that this woman is lying, after already being in conversation with her, talking to the girl, all of this, you understand, even has conversations in her text messages showing that this woman has never alluded to being abused physically, not once, ever.
And y'all have to understand, like, she's always communicating with the other women. Seriously, y'all were wondering, oh, well, why didn't she attack Selena? Selena's the other woman. She communicates with those girls, y'all. She is sister wives with them. Hell, sister girls. I don't even know what the hell to call it, but they are in communication with each other. So no, I'm sorry. But it's all about protecting her ego because she does. She deeply cares about what people think. She's always rapping about it in her lyrics. So no, it really comes down to that. And this is strictly my opinion, y'all. We just speculating. But that's what it comes across. Like if you really look at her pattern within how she handles things and when things do come out, especially when she was with Offset and there was always a situation with another woman or other girls or other women and things like that, she would always be there trying to clean it up. I mean, this is a woman that had to go to court because she was accused of hiring people. Now, apparently, they're saying that wasn't true, but I'm saying like she's always involved in ways to where she's trying to help these men cover up the mess. So she is a part of the drama. Like she's not trying to be superior to it. Like she's a part of it. She's just playing a different role within it. That's all.
Stefon. And she's come to Cardi B for mediation type situations or help for mediation in certain situations. Never once ever said anything. Yeah, I think Cardi B know what the fuck she's talking about if she's saying, don't worry though. The courts is gonna handle it. Now, I got all this information from an article that you could go and find on Billboard, right?
Now, if you would put your career on the line to defend this man about something so serious, what would make you leave him now? What would make you leave him now? What would make you just block him on Instagram, unfollow, well, block on Instagram? What would make you all of a sudden do that now? A baby, y'all. One thing about Cardi B, she leaves when babies get involved. Outside babies. Cleaning up outside babies. That is a pattern of hers. When it comes to an outside baby, that's when she's like, oh, I got to get away from this nigga. Because it's like, okay, it's cool. Like, you can run around on me, cheat on me and all of that. But the babies, though, you got to have the babies. And that's why I always said that Stefon was worse than Offset. I mean, Stefon was like an Offset 2.0. Stefon is like the Supermax Offset. He is way worse. Because I'm like, that's the number one issue that she had with Offset was the outside babies. But the only thing was she was able to get those women to have those aborts. I don't think she's able to get these other girls or these new girls with Stefon to get the aborts. Why? They want the money. They want to be paid off. So, and when I say paid off, they want the 18-year investment. They want the $35K a month investment. So they're not going to take a little measly $1,500. They're not going to take that. They're like, hell no. I'm going to have this baby and I'm investing 18 years so I can get that check. So I think that that's what this is. I think she found out about another woman being pregnant and so she dipped.
Now, I am also going to read out loud a portion that they have because they have actually included the quotation of what Cardi B said. So I'm going to read that aloud while you read along. So I'm going to post it here, right? Not once has that woman said anything to me about being touched. Not once. Mind you, we was talking every single day until she left the house and just wrote me this. It continues. Boom. Cardi replies. But I'm going to let the courts handle the shit. And when it gets handled, I want y'all talking shit on y'all fucking knees with apologies just as loud as the way y'all been harassing over a lie. And I put that on my 2-month-old son in the name of the Lord. That's how confident I am. The baby and the Lord? Again, Cardi B would not be speaking this boldly, not for the slightest second.
I think that Offset was emotionally abusive. I think Stefon is emotionally and physically. That's what I think. I think it's the other way around. I mean, the only thing that we heard about Offset was cheating and probably verbal abuse and emotional abuse because you could tell that he gets in her head and he really weighs on her self-esteem. And I feel like he does that with verbal and emotional abuse. But when it comes to Stefon, I think that it could potentially be all three: verbal, emotional, and physical. And that's why I always said that he was worse. He was just 10 times worse. Sometimes I wonder if this man even likes women sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, do you even like women? Because he just seems so short-tempered. And then he had a lawsuit with an ex-girlfriend that sued him for bopping her over the head. And I'm just like, okay. And then you got another lawsuit with another woman alleging that you strangled her. So I think Stefon is worse in this case because there are incidences that are coming out where he's actually getting sued for physical violence, where Offset is just always cheating and outside baby. And not to minimize that, but I'm just saying if we're comparing the two, he's worse. He's worse.
Small inkling of her suspected that Diggs is actually guilty of these crimes because we understand that could be very harmful to her career. We see what's going on with Nicki right now and that problematic man of hers. Okay.
And then I'm also noticing too, when it comes to Offset, he's wanting Cardi to run back to him. It's the reason he's being manipulative. He's being very manipulative in his interviews. He's now speaking kind of her, like talking about, oh, I messed it up. And, I didn't really know what I had. I didn't appreciate it when I had it. He wants her to come back running to him. Like, that is so obvious to me. And he just keeps conducting these interviews over and over and over. I'm like, and he's sending a message through his interviews to her that when this fails and when you fall flat on your face, I'm here. Do you think, and this is the thing, everyone is talking about, oh, and this is how messy this shit is. Everyone's talking about, oh, well, I don't know if they really broke up. Like, they probably gonna get back together. Do you think they gonna get back together? I think some of y'all need to be asking the serious question of, do you think she gonna go and run back to Offset? Because she could easily start thinking from scarcity, like, well, I mean, Offset is not as bad as Stefon. Y'all need to be asking that. You need to be asking, is she gonna run back to Offset because she bumped into Stefon and he was worse and she just feels like, well, can I really do better? That's what you need to start asking, because y'all got to start asking the right questions, because that, and the way he been talking in his interviews, is almost, he's making that bird call, like, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. He's wanting her to come back home. That's what he's doing in these interviews. And I'm just like, this is a mess. Y'all ever seen them couples that break up, make up, break up, make up? You ever seen the couples that get divorced and then they remarry?
What he's doing to her fucking career. Trust me. Cardi's smarter than that, right? And then 2, again, her track records in the courts. Sis don't miss. She don't miss. So, damn. I think he might be guilty. Not guilty. He might be innocent, y'all.
We'll see. I don't know. Like, abusers always have a pattern, y'all. Abusers always have a pattern. Y'all laughing, y'all, but I'm being so for real. I'm like, he be making them bird calls in his interview. And if Cardi is really the bird that I think that she is, she gonna come back. She gonna go running back. If she really is, and then I feel bad for the fans, because I'm like, what y'all gonna do? How y'all gonna defend that? How are y'all gonna defend that? Y'all gonna be fighting for y'all lives in the comments. Seriously, it's gonna be a mess. I hope she don't go back, because honestly, this is the best thing that could ever happen to Cardi B. This man showed you who he was on the biggest night of his career. Leave him alone. Go enjoy your tour with your fans. Perform, put on a good show. This is really the best thing that could have happened to you right before your tour. Because honestly, you on the road, this man was going to be cheating anyway. You on the road and you away, and you was going to be stressing about this man cheating on you anyway. I think that this was perfect timing. Am I the only one that thinks that? I think it's perfect timing, because when it comes to their relationship, I mean, look at how they was hanging out on a boat together. Now, Cardi B was on this boat, but just look how overly friendly he is. And you was about to go on tour? Girl, I think this is the best thing that ever happened to her, honestly. Honestly. I think it's the best thing that ever happened to her. Cause he too damn friendly. One thing about men, when they too damn friendly, yeah, you gotta watch him. So I think it's the best thing that ever happened. Now listen, 2 things can be true. 2 things can be true. This is how this man is sitting when it comes to Cardi B blocking him. Okay, this is how he acted. Because you got to understand, the womanizers are so full of shit, y'all. They always think that, oh, she'll come running back. Like, I could easily get her back. I know how to reel her back in. That's a womanizer. All right. That is a womanizer. So this is how he acting when it comes to her right now. Now, when it comes to his career, when it comes to how he fumbled the Super Bowl, he is heartbroken. I mean, he probably laying on his mother's lap right now, crying. Okay. And then, I'm sure one of the other baby mamas is just ready to give some sympathy, PUSSY. Okay. They waiting to give some sympathy box. So he could just, oh, I fell up into some sympathy. So you already know that that's what's going on behind the scenes. This man is not tripping about being blocked by Cardi B. He knows that if he really wanted to get her back, his arrogance and in the way he is full of himself, I'm pretty sure he really believes in his mind that she's not going nowhere. That I can easily reel her back in. Okay. The way men do not give two shits, it honestly, it makes me upset. It just makes me very, very upset. And that's why when it comes to Cardi B, it's like, girl, if you were to crash out, I get it. You know, I get it. You played yourself. This man is playing in your face. It seems like you're the joke in the situation. It seems like you've been the joke in the situation for some time now. And it seems like you just found out at the Super Bowl because you really believe this shit and your fans did too. And it left me perplexed.
You know, everybody kept telling me like I should have fun. Yes. And we had a little bit of too much fun, and now I'm here. I'm here. Had too much. We had too much fun, and yeah, we're very excited. We're very
and you're
happy.
both
we talk
happy,
about it all the time.
and you're both happy about it.
Yes, we're very.
But
happy
I'm
about
happy for you to see you this happy because we all know you went through a very messy divorce with Offset. Were you worried about opening your?
I think it's still ongoing. I don't even think they're divorced yet. And see, that's another thing. I don't think they're officially divorced yet. So if Offset is, bird calling in his interviews for her to come on home, it's likely that she really could. Doesn't he still stay in the Atlanta home? I mean, who knows? And one thing I know about Cardi B, she don't like choosing a new man. She don't like putting herself out there to get new. She always runs back to what's familiar to her. So I hope she don't run back. And listen, there's a lot of women that do that. No shade. I've done it. I've ran back to what was familiar or comfortable because I didn't want to step out and try someone new. So there's a possibility that she could run back. I mean, who are we to judge? Because some of us done ran back. And we ran back because we went out there, tested the waters. We like, damn, this shit is, ugh. If that's what I'm gonna do, then I might as well just go back and do it with the other dude. I mean, the sex was better anyway. You start thinking like that. But let me continue.
Hard up again or falling in love again or even dating again. Were you concerned about that?
Yes. And one thing about like dating, like it's like when you date, you feel like you're like 16 again. And I don't really.
Well, you want to feel like you're 16. You want to meet somebody that makes you feel like that.
That's very.
You do, but then it's like you also remember what you dealt with when you were 16. So it's like restarting again.
I hope Cardi B don't go back because if she go back, that man gonna dog her out. I mean, dog her out. I mean, dog. Y'all remember when the Lakers and it was the core three? It was Kobe, it was Shaq, and it was Lamar Odom. If he go, listen, if she go back to that man, dogged. All right. She needs to avoid that man. Going back to your husband with an outside baby, I've never seen it. But if she were to go back to that man, when I tell you she is really playing herself, I hope she doesn't do it. I hope she don't do it. I'm gonna be watching though. It's gonna be hard to look away. But that man is going to dog her the hell out if she were to do that. I hope she does not. I hope that she is secure enough in herself to just be by herself for a little while and focus on herself, focus on her tour, focus on her kids, focus on her legacy, focus on her fans. I hope she does not because I think she would put her life in danger. Like, honestly, I think she would actually put her life in danger if she was to go back to that man.
Yeah.
And being open.
And vulnerable.
And like one time he just told me like, it's like.
And I need the ladies to understand that charmers are going to give you romantic word salad to make you feel emotionally supported and to make you vulnerable, to make you feel safe to be vulnerable. It's all manipulation. And y'all got to stop falling for that. It's the easiest thing to do to get women. And, I kind of picked that up with the game where he's a charmer. He knows how to attract, but he does not know how to sustain or maintain a relationship. He's not emotionally available, but he charms. So he puts on this front to attract you to make it seem like he's emotionally supportive, that you can be safe and be vulnerable, but it's all manipulation. He's just a charmer. He's just a womanizer. And the ladies, please stop falling for that. Please challenge the men a little bit. Really challenge him. Is he really emotionally supportive? Or is he just giving me word salad? A lot of times it's just word salad. It's just words with no meaning, no value, uh no action. It's just a manipulator. And I need the girls to stop falling for this, because when Cardi B said this in this interview, I was shocked, because I'm like, girl, we're around the same age and you ate this up?
Let me heal you. Give me a chance for me to heal you. And it's like, okay.
He said, let me heal you.
Mm-hmm.
Is the baby, I'm not asking for your due date, but is baby coming this year or next?
It's coming before my tour.
Before your tour? When's your tour?
In February.
Whoa, Cardi.
Yeah.
You're going to go on tour in February?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm very ready.
Why
Even when I'm pregnant, I'm very, very ready.
Tell me about that.
Because I'm getting my body ready. Like I stretch it out. I stretch. So as soon as I give birth, tour rehearsal starts. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't come from weak women.
You don't?
No.
There is nothing weak about you.
No.
And I will say this again, that I could never be jealous of a woman that's rich and still in survival mode. I'm sorry. I'm all about leisure and luxury. And luxury is leisure to me. Okay? That's the first thing. What is the point of being rich if you have to work like you poor? You have to work right after you have a baby? Absolutely not. That's why when it came to Jasmine Brown, I'm like, girl, you 7, 8 months pregnant on a stage doing a show? I thought the whole point of dating a man that's rich is that you have leisure. You don't have to do stuff like that. You don't have to be in survival mode. You don't have to fight for your life on a stage at 8 months pregnant with swollen ankles. I'm not doing that. That's I'm like, y'all can never make me jealous of a woman that's in survival mode that got money or is with a man with money. That to me, it's backwards and it makes no sense. And I need y'all to start looking at that, y'all. I do. And yes, survival mode could be emotionally. Like you don't feel safe with this man in this relationship because he cheats on you. He cheats on you. Or when it comes to Jasmine Brown, he's making you prove yourself, even though he's impregnated you twice. Like that's crazy. He's still making you prove that you love him and that you're really there for him, and it's not just the money. You can never make me jealous when the dynamic and the situation is like that at all. At all, at all. It's smoking mirrors, it's bullshit. I remember when Jasmine Brown was talking about how she just got done cooking for like 12 people. That's a daily effort. Why? Because he got all them damn kids. All them damn kids. So she got to cook for all them people. And it's like, girl, are you a chef? I mean, I couldn't imagine having to cook for kids. And kids can eat. They will eat you out of a house and a home. Okay? You have to go to the grocery store, what? Probably weekly to pick up something. It's too much. It's just too much. But let's talk about this too.
I don't know if Cardi B honestly realizes the situation she's in. Stefon Diggs is a known womanizer, right? The proof is in last year, in which he has 3 or 4 newborns within months apart, right? Which is clearly a red flag in itself, right? Because that means that this man was sleeping with multiple women around the same time. I actually wonder if people worry about STDs anymore.
Oh,
but I digress. So he had multiple babies within a year, multiple baby mamas, but the only known one for real is Cardi, right? Cardi B is a celebrity. She's the one in the spotlight. And I feel like Cardi B thinks because she's Cardi B that she's different in this situation, and she's not.
It's delusional. Ladies, let me explain this to you. Let me hold your hand when I say this with a napkin in between. A woman cannot change a man. Okay? You don't have the power to change a man. All right? A man has to choose to change for himself, for you. Okay? You can't just enter his life and be like, I'm changing him. It don't work like that. That man has to choose change and then choose you. Or to choose you and then to choose change. The choice is his. It's not on you at all. And it's getting delusional because it's just like, girl, if that's the case, if we had that ability, I mean, wouldn't we be making the world a better place? I mean, the world probably wouldn't look the way that it do if women really had the power to do that. A man has to choose change for himself. You may be an inspiration, you may be a catalyst, but you can't just present yourself and think like, "Ooh, I can change him." He has to want that. It's just not gonna happen. Like, he has to choose it. It's still a choice that he has to make. Why? Because he has free will. He has free will and he has to make that choice for himself. You can't force it on him. You can't assume that he will because of who you are. And yes, you can think that you're special within your own right, but don't be delusional. And the reason you can't be delusional is because you can't assume that people automatically see your value. You can't assume that automatically people see how special you are. You obviously do because you are you. You see yourself every day. You know yourself in and out. But that man don't know you like that. And then a lot of times men see what they want to see in you. And then they have a warped view of you sometimes because they look at you at a level of what can she do for me? And then that's it. That's it. And a lot of times what you can do for me is based off of what they feel they're missing, and it may not even come from a healthy place. So you can't automatically assume that he sees your value and he sees how special you are. You have to know that. And then you got to know when he don't see it. So then you got to leave his ass and never talk to him again. And then when you're at a distance, then all of a sudden, oh, I see how special she is now. It's always after the fact. But you can't assume that. You can know that within yourself, but you can't assume that a man is going to see that.
Like, I don't know if they're in a relationship. I think she's called him her man. But anyways, if they are in a relationship, do you really think you're being faithful, girl? And it's like, who am I to tell a grown woman whether or not she made the right decision? But I just be like, Cardi, man, he was just supposed to be for fun. He was supposed to be for a good time, not a long time. I think people be forgetting how permanent.
I really thought, and this was me being delusional about Cardi B. I really thought that Cardi was smart enough to just have fun. I did. I was like, oh, I think this is great for her. You know, we won't get any more rants from her. She's going to have fun and then she's going to leave. Because who takes a professional football player serious? Especially one like Stefon Diggs. You know what I mean? I really thought I was being delusional as hell. I really thought she was going to get in there, have a good time. Okay. She was going to throw that thing in a circle and then she was going to leave no baby. Hell no. I'm like, girl, you got pregnant? I was shocked. I was like, no way. No way. No way. It was all good up until that pregnancy. It was all good. I was all for it all the way up until that pregnancy. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is a mess.
Babies are and kids are. It's not just until they're 18 that you're going to be tied to this person, right? You're going to be tied with them for life. And
I think women need to also, you need to start discerning the type of men you can have fun with and the type of men that you can't have fun with. Okay. Let me tell you about a friend of mine, a male friend of mine that I could have fun with. Why? Because he didn't want kids. He thought it was the worst thing ever. So you can have fun with men like that. You know, they practice semen retention. Hell, they talking about getting a vasectomy. Those are the type of men you can let loose. Okay. Not too loose because you do need to get tested. You get what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, you could really have fun with a man like that. But y'all be choosing the wrong men to have fun with. You got to be selective. You can't just be like, oh my God, he's so attractive. Let me have fun with that. No, no, no. You have to be very selective about the men that you have fun with. You know, the men that practice semen retention, the men that you don't have to fight them into a condom. You know, those are the type of men that you can have fun with. But y'all be having fun with the men that you are not supposed to have fun with. You should be running in the opposite direction. And then you have to be careful because some of these men will say they don't want kids and then all of a sudden they do. So you gotta be careful with that. But I don't get it. Like, you got to be selective about the type of men you have fun with. It can't just be anybody.
Now he has multiple other women that he has to deal with for life, as well as Cardi. So what makes her think that she's different? I don't know. Child, I don't know how this is going to end, but I don't think it's going to be well.
And then maybe Cardi should have just got a woman to have fun with. Maybe she didn't need a man. Maybe she just needed more feminine energy. Maybe she should have went out there and she should have been bumping kitties with another woman and called it a day. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's multiple ways to skin a cat, and I just felt like the way she was out here skinning that cat, she done got herself in a bad situation. She could have went out here and bumped kitties with another woman. I mean, I don't understand. This she could have protected herself from pregnancy. Again, learn how to have fun. If you go have fun, then go have fun, but learn how to have fun. Bumping kitties, I mean, that's better than getting pregnant. I said what I said. And then this was also sickening. They used this. Listen, he used her. And it was sickening. The Patriots used her. It was sickening. They used her all the way up until they got to the Super Bowl. And then they just tossed her to the side. Did y'all notice that?
When I was a kid, my mama never came to my game. My mom had to go to work. So for me, like, I would never thought too much about it. But having a significant other support you, yes, it's a level of appreciation because she's an amazing woman. Like, being there for me, you know what I'm saying, it's hard, I can imagine. You know what I'm saying, I'm a lot to deal with, you know what I'm saying, but I never want to not let her know that I appreciate her for being there. Not just for the games, because her being there for the games was just more so for her, you know what I'm saying, she wanted to experience it, but she supported me when she wasn't there, you know what I'm saying. She was watching the game, she was texting me before the game and after the game and checking on me and making sure that I was all right. She know that I'd be ready to spaz out any given time. I'd just be wanting to win so bad. I'd be just, you know what I'm saying, crazy about it. I'm obsessed with the game, so, you know what I'm saying, it's more so just that. It's not so much just her coming to the games, because that's just like,
Y'all are, it's better to have a scissor friend than a scissor wife, but it's no, she is not. It is better to have a scissor friend than to have a sister wife or a sister baby mama. Okay, y'all better get into it. Y'all need to just. I mean, if you have needs and you need something scratched, then maybe you need to be out here bumping kitties so then you don't get pregnant. Something. I mean, I just feel like we could do better than this. We can. We can. I mean, if it's that serious, I personally don't feel like it's that serious. But if it's that serious for you, it is better to have a sister in scissoring than to have a sister in baby mama culture. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I feel like Stefon and the Patriots franchise, they used her. They used her. Stefon was using her. And I also have a feeling, and this is just me speculating, that the owner of the Patriots was in his ear saying, oh, you know, like, how is your relationship with Cardi? Yeah, you guys should keep that up. Keep that going. Yeah, oh, yeah. Invite her to the games. Oh, yeah, we'll give her tickets. I think that they were really using him because it got to a point where he started doing his interviews, and then his interviews started going from football to Cardi B and their relationship, football, and then Cardi B and their relationship. It just started transferring all that focus from his career to his relationship with Cardi B. And I believe that they were in his ear about it. And he was also using her too for fashion. That was another thing that I was noticing when it came to their relationship, that Cardi has connects when it comes to the fashion world and the fashion industry. In my opinion, she's not the best rapper. However, when it comes to how she dresses, she is the best female rapper. She is the best dressed female rapper. And I feel like she really eats with the looks. So sometimes when I would see them interact, I'm like, why does it seem like he's using her to get a spot or to get connections within the fashion world? Because you cannot tell me that this man does not want to be in that arena. He does. I mean, just look at how this man dresses and how he shows up for his games. He's always trying to put a look together. So I don't know. It just seems like every time that they were together, he was also using her for that as well. Like trying to get his foot in the door within the fashion industry.
Hey, how you doing today?
We're doing really great. We're doing really good.
Okay. What's your name? Where you from?
I'm telling you, this man loves a crop top. I mean, he loves them shirts that hit right at the waist. He loves a crop top.
My name is Cardi B. I'm from the Bronx.
BX is in the house. Stop playing with her. Let's go. We see the fit. Describe it for us right quick.
We'll take it down. A little Hermes. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
The boots.
Nice and modest. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you doing it?
Wag material. Wag material.
Okay. Well,
oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This outfit is cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
We at the Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
As you can see, we out here in Boston having a little
Promoting the stadium, promoting the game, promotion. Cardi, I hope you got a check. I hope you got a check like Taylor Swift. I do. I hope that you signed a contract with the franchise like Taylor Swift did for the Chiefs. I hope you signed that contract. I hope you got paid for all of this promotion. I really do. I really do. It doesn't look that way, but I hope that you did. Because Taylor Swift, if you don't think Taylor Swift got paid for all the promotion that she was doing when she was with Travis Kelce during his season, oh, she definitely got a check for that. She definitely got a check for that. Okay. So, I mean, you see the influencer girls, even Olandria, getting invited to the Super Bowl and things like that. They're influencing for people or their audience to watch the game. So, Cardi, girl, I really hope this was not free promo. I don't. Because I know that Caucasian lady, because, you know, Caucasian people, they know business in the arena of, oh, I can get paid for this and this, and this, and this. Ooh, I just need to have a contract. They're going to put me on camera a few times. I wave, smile, and then I get a check. Because sometimes as Black people, we don't be knowing that we can get checks for certain things. Like that one lady that created the Dr. Pepper theme song. She got, what was it, $200 million for that? And then Black people were like, wait a minute. We can get paid $200 million. Sometimes as Black and brown people in this country, we don't know all the tips and tricks when it comes to business and what we can truly get paid for and how much we can get offered. So I hope when it comes to Cardi B that she got a check for the promotion that she was doing. I hope she was not doing this out of good faith because she was dating this man. I really hope that she got paid because I know Taylor Swift did.
tea party.
Yeah. How you enjoy the game?
TD party. How
you
about
enjoy
that?
the game?
Big TD party. How about that?
Okay, but how do you enjoy the game? I mean, TD.
Big TD.
Big TD.
Big TD.
You know what I'm saying? Something like.
Am I doing it good?
It was cool. It was cool.
Oh my God.
Do you rather have a partner with style or funds?
Style.
Why?
I mean, you don't really need funds for style.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't pull up with somebody with no.
Oh, she was the sugar mama. Why am I just now hearing about this video? Did she just say that? No way.
I mean, you don't really need funds for style.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't pull up with somebody with no.
Yeah. Okay. We like that. What's your favorite song for your album that is dropped?
Pretty as fuck.
On my back. He like pretty as on my back. I cater that one too.
Okay, that's a cool one.
Man.
What's a good Dominican dish?
Good Dominican dish, or it's plenty. It's almost everything.
Almost
everything.
What you making? What you making?
Cut the cameras.
Party.
Okay, let's just move on. Neither of them have confirmed a split, but again, Cardi B blocked him. That's what I believe. People are saying they unfollowed each other, but I believe that she blocked him, and there was no unfollow from Stefon. But it really does seem like their relationship is over with as of right now. Cardi's tour officially starts, I believe, February the 11th. Yeah, February the 11th. Honestly, this relationship was only going to keep her stuck in an old pattern when it came to her past relationships, which I did a breakdown about that. Please check out that video. I showed you the pattern so that you can really understand that when it came to Stefon, she was only repeating what she's already done. And I hope that she looks at the fact that she keeps attracting the same guy. New body, new person, same spirit. And I hope that she takes some time out to herself and she just focuses on herself, her work, her legacy, her family. I hope she self-nurtures. I hope she doesn't give Stefon a reaction at all. I hope she doesn't give Stefon a reaction at all. I hope she just lets it be. Okay. Also, this whole public perception versus reality, the private reality when it comes to these relationships, it really never gives what Instagram gives. So I need y'all to start reading in between the lines sometimes when it comes to these relationships. They are setting up a camera and they are recording themselves. They are having someone record themselves. This is a good moment. This is a good day. Tomorrow may be different, and the day before that could have been a different story. So always keep that in mind. I feel like sometimes y'all get on here and y'all be gassing up these relationships, and it's just based off of a curated highlight. And that's it. That's it. You don't know what their problems are behind the scenes. You don't know what they're dealing with privately. So just keep that in mind and don't compare yourself to these relationships online. So let me go ahead and move on to Brittany Renner. It really seems like when it comes to Brittany, she has not made peace with her past. And so one thing that we keep seeing with Brittany is that, let me close these tabs. She is just chasing structure in hopes that it changes her public reputation.
Attempted a comeback with this new podcast, but it's the worst podcast ever. I watched every episode. It's about 7 minutes each. But you take nothing from this podcast, bro. Like, you learn nothing. There's nothing to draw from this. Like, on one of the episodes, she literally admitted that she lies about reading books.
People have asked me, what books have I read to get here? I don't read many books. I like to have my own thoughts, come to my own conclusion. I love people and I love conversation. I love learning and bouncing perspective. But books, I'm like, there's a lot of books I bought on my Kindle, read a few pages, I'm done.
Come on, bro. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, what are we wasting our time with, bro? And the reason why people is asking her what books she enjoyed to read or what books have helped her the most is because she has done content at Barnes & Noble. She has done content surrounding books, but she would admit that all of that is performative and her just trying to look different.
Same with just going to Barnes & Noble. I like the cover. It seems like a good idea, but I'm not even going to crack it open. It's, I don't know, maybe just for the plot and for my character being dramatic. And I'm so different. I'm in Barnes & Noble buying books.
Listen, the girls are telling me that I need to react to that. And I'm like, do y'all want me to react to Evelyn and Shanice's recent podcast? I haven't even seen clips go viral. Well, I'm not on TikTok. So, and I don't be following the shade room and anything. So if I don't see it, which I'm probably not going to see it, you would have to send it to me because I haven't seen any clips, but people keep talking about it. So should I react to that? Should I do a part 3? Let me know. Okay, let's continue. So if you didn't know, Brittany Renner recently launched her own podcast. It is titled Facets of Life with Brittany Renner. She is using this platform to rebrand and to share a more nuanced side of herself. She is moving away from the villain era persona that she's often been associated with. And in recent episodes, she has opened up about her decision to drop her child support case against PJ Washington, which I'm shocked about that. She is claiming that she is choosing her peace and happiness in Atlanta over the legal battle in California. Let me show you that clip because I'm gonna be hopping around a lot. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked about this. I'm like, girl, you what?
What did this move from LA to Atlanta bring up for you?
Well, I had a lot of attachments to an idea. I stayed there thinking I was going to have a job, you know. A big part of wanting to stay in California was the child support stuff. As a mom, I felt like I was failing my son. Another girl that I was friends with that were like, why aren't you doing this thing? We're all getting $15,000 a month and up. Like, if you really cared about your son, you would go file for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made me feel like I wasn't doing my job as a mom. You know, he hasn't seen his son since May 7th, 2025. If my child's father doesn't want to be around, and all you're good for is money, well, then give me more of it. Give us more of it so at least we can have a good life since you're not going to be involved.
I'm not buying that, y'all. It really seems like Brittany Renner is making it extremely hard for PJ Washington to truly be involved in his son's life. Like based off of what I've seen. I saw that video of the drop off and pickup, and I'm like, it really seems like she's emotionally manipulating the situation between her son and her son's father. And it was actually very hard to watch. And I really think that there's some jealousy with PJ Washington's wife and Brittany Renner. And then also Brittany and her mama too. And it just seems like they're being emotionally manipulative when it comes to her son. And it's actually very sad to watch, to see them emotionally manipulate her mom and her, manipulate the son and come in between her son and her son's father in their relationship. Like she doesn't know how to put herself and her feelings. And listen, I'm not even here to say that she doesn't have a right to feel how she feels. I talked about the reason PJ Washington and Brittany Renner broke up was because he had cheated on her with one of her friends, and she found out that she found out that he was watching her OnlyFans. I think her name was Tiana. Was it Tiana or Tina? It was either Tiana or Tina Trump. I think that's her name. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that was like a really close friend of hers. And she's on OnlyFans Girls. And she found out that he was sitting up watching her on OnlyFans. And she found out because she found a receipt. She confronted him. He lied about it. And she was saying that this wasn't the first time. Like she had been on him about OnlyFans and watching OnlyFans and how she was bothered by that, which is crazy because didn't Brittany Renner used to do OnlyFans? Didn't Brittany Renner used to do OnlyFans? Let me know. Did she used to do OnlyFans? I don't remember. I'm like, it's such a fuzzy memory for me. I'm like, did she? It makes sense that she would. Oh, she did. So she got into this relationship and she just wasn't really taken serious, I feel like. And a lot of it had to do with her past. You know, she just wasn't taken serious because she had put so much of her life and her business on social media that I think that he just didn't take her serious. And she ended up leaving that relationship. So I'm not here to say that she doesn't have a right to kind of feel how she feels as far as how her relationship ended with PJ Washington, how she felt betrayed and everything. But Brittany has been very open and transparent about how she played the other woman. She wrote a whole book about it. You know, she was very promiscuous in her past, in her younger years. She didn't really have respect for other women and their relationship. So I'm not saying that she don't have a right to feel how she feels, but could it be because this is the energy that she was putting out here? It could be. And she only got that back. That's what it sounds like when it came to the relationship with PJ Washington. So I think it's hard to sit back and to see how he has moved on. He's married and he's buying all of these lavish, expensive gifts. Let me show you. Like, this is his wife's closet.
With me to Top Golf. Okay. Okay, so I'm wearing just a basic chill outfit. What sneakers should I wear? Those Asics or like my Travis with the blue in them? Those. I'm gonna let him pick out my shoes.
Not those Travis with the blue.
Not the Asics?
No.
We're gonna be like, you know,
No.
running sneakers.
That ain't having a minute.
Gallery department and Asic collab. No. And then I have gray, and then this is brown. What's jacket you got on? Basic.
I mean, listen, I've been to this woman's Instagram. Oh, girl. If I was Brittany, girl, my chest would be tight. So when I say I understand, but at the same time, baby, you played your cards all the way wrong. You played your cards all the way wrong. You can only be mad at yourself. You can't take it out on your baby daddy. You can't take it out on your child. You can't do that. I'm sorry. She just played all her cards wrong, y'all. All of her cards wrong. All of it, all of it, all of it. She left no mystery, no mystique at all. And so she just played her cards wrong. And now she has a lot of regret. So she's just doing all of these extreme things to rebrand and create a new public image. And she's failing at it because she's put so much out here to the point where she's just not taken serious at all. It's just she's just not taken serious at all, unfortunately. Um, so she goes through these extreme rebrands. And one thing that I noticed about her too is like she's clinging to structure to try to rebrand and create a different reputation for herself, but it's just not working. I don't think people are really taking her serious. Partially, and I'm gonna get into why. So she dropped the child support case, and I know that was pretty hard for her. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that one.
What did this move?
Let me go back.
Give us more of it so at least we can have a good life since you're not going to be involved. If I can't get you to care about something that you co-created, then I might as well hit you where I guess it seemingly would hurt you, the only thing you care about, which is money. Bringing it full circle, my hearing for that was March 20th. I never needed the money to be happy. And it was understanding that my son doesn't care about that. And at that point, if I'm trying to create this lifestyle for him, I'm creating on someone else's dime.
Mm.
That's also a false sense of security, reality.
And all these girls ain't doing it.
Right, and they're still baby daddies.
No talent. They just home.
Let's get into that.
You know.
And then this is comical as hell because, girl, wasn't that what you was doing? And who is this new man that she got? I had to look into him. So she introduced this new man on her platform. Every time she's doing some type of rebrand or she's coming back and she's trying to change her public image, there's always some man nearby. Remember when I told y'all I was like, she doing all of this for a man, and y'all was gaslighting me saying, Yoni, you just have an issue with people and women in religion. I said, I don't got an issue with women in religion. I have an issue with women using spiritual bypassing to think that they can use that as a form of manipulation to get a man. That's what that is. You can't use spiritual bypassing to get a man. You only gonna play yourself. That's it. A lot of women do that. They use that spiritual bypassing where they feel like, oh, all I got to do is Bible thump, read some scriptures, pray so many times a day, and have a relationship with God. And then as long as I do that, but they're not really doing the inner work though. That's what they're missing. They're not really doing the inner work. That's the problem. They're just putting on this front. They're putting on this performance of being healed and I'm growing. I'm closer to God. And it's all a facade. It's all just BS. And it's all because of a man. That's it. And then they always cling to those traditional structures because they feel like that's the only way that they can really attract a man is through those traditional structures. And a lot of that has to do with internalized misogyny, but that's a conversation for another day. Okay. So, another thing too, her new partner, he's like a musical artist, actor, and the founder of a production company. Oh my God. Let's see what else. So the reason why she's going viral right now is because Brittany recently has decided to move towards a more Christ-centered or non-denominational spiritual path. Did y'all see the crow on her desk? We got to get into that.
Just, doing nothing every day, saying they got a
And you're-
job.
And so each time that I see people who jump from one religion or spiritual, okay, it could be religion or spiritual. I'm seeing a person run from themselves. That's it. They're not confronting their internal issues. They are trying to commit spiritual bypassing, which is another form of manipulation to get a certain outcome. And they think that if they convert to this religion or this spiritual path that they can get the spiritual bypassing, which is just another form of manipulation to then get the desired outcome that they want. It's just manipulation. So they tend to become very religious, like extremely religious, imbalanced within their religious views, and they tend to be very misogynistic because they are extreme within their religious views. It's okay to be religious. But do you have to be extreme? Well, when you're trying to commit spiritual bypassing, you do, because you have to manipulate. So we're going to get into that. And that's one thing I noticed about Brittany. I'm like, girl, you don't have to do all of that. You really don't. Do you need to work on yourself? Absolutely. But she's just going about it backwards. It don't matter what framework she chooses. She could choose Christianity, Islam. She could choose being a Jehovah Witness as her framework or a spiritual. It doesn't matter. You still have to do the inner work, though. You can't bypass that. And that's what she's trying to do. Let me see. Where is the other one? Oh, and I've been meaning to. Now, remember y'all was dragging me? Remember when y'all was dragging me on social media because y'all was saying, Yoni, you're reaching, you just don't like women and religion and relationships. And I told y'all that Amani Talks was doing it for a man. Let me show you. I was just minding my business. I swear I was minding my business. And then I came across this video.
Online discourse about me right now because people don't like the fact that I'm talking about God now, but I used to be a bottle girl. But
I've gone through a lot of changes internally. And as a result,
Go into 2025 with people who are still looking forward to their daily horoscope. Okay.
Almost at the end of 2024, we're a few days away.
It seemed like Angela was the only one that did the inner work. You could tell. You could tell. You could see the glow from the inside. Okay, let me show you an update when it comes to Imani. I cannot make this up. I could not make this up. Let me show you. And then have y'all kept up with your fave B Simone? She's trying to kill her identity. She's trying to basically kill herself off because she thinks that that's what she has to do. This is Imani. I cannot make I cannot make it up. I cannot make it up. I got so dragged on that video that I had to put it on Patreon. I was like, I had to put it on Patreon. I was getting dragged so bad. I was like, it seemed like she doing that for a man. And then people are like, huh? No, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's. I'm like, y'all don't think that her change was kind of extreme? When I see a woman go through real change, I expect a transition. Okay. I expect for you not to be perfect. I expect for you to kind of struggle a little bit in the beginning because you're making real change in your life and you're not trying to commit any type of spiritual bypassing. Like you're actually doing the inner work. And when I see a woman go from this to this overnight and it's very extreme, it's almost like she's jumping from one extreme to the next and you never see that transitional period in between. It kind of gives that she is trying to manipulate by changing herself to manipulate and have a desired outcome. So I hope it works out. Like honestly, y'all, I'm not even gonna wish bad on this woman's relationship, this marriage that she's entering into potentially. But I'm saying like, I don't know. It's like the cardigan sweater, the short French nails, the bobs. It just doesn't seem real. It seems like someone that is changing their identity to spiritual bypass. That's what it is, to manipulate. That's all it gives. And I remember Imani, I really used to like her content, and then she just turned like super extreme. It just seemed like overnight. It didn't seem gradual at all. So I don't know. It was a lot. And then real change is done in private. Real change is not done from a place of validation. It's like when you're doing change in front of an audience, are you truly doing it for yourself? Are you doing it to reshape your reputation because you feel like you have to because of what you were putting out here before? And I think that that's what we're seeing with Brittany Renner. Like she hasn't made peace with her past. So she is trying to clean up her reputation. So she's seeking validation from the public. Like, okay, do you see me now? okay, I'm Islamic now. Do you see me now? You see me with my hijab? Like, do you see me? I converted. Do you see me now? And do you see the man that I have now? Like, I have a man that respects me, and it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. So be careful, ladies. Like, honestly, when it comes to this situation, be careful. Like, take pride in your reputation. Take pride in what you share online and how open you are when it just comes to your life, period. It doesn't matter what it is. Just be careful about that, because once it's out here, it's out here. It is out here. And you have to understand the type of content that, what type of content? Because Amani, she used to do a lot of bottle service girl videos. But you have to understand, like, the type of content that Brittany was putting out here. Honestly, Brittany, the type of content Brittany was putting out here, I think she said she slept with 3 men in a day and she had a horrible yeast infection.
You know, being Billy Badass, and I fucked 3 guys in a week.
Oh, in a week.
Mean yeast infection. That's not funny. But it wasn't funny. But looking back at it, I could laugh now.
If this is the right,
You know, being Billy Badass, and I fucked 3 guys in a week. Had a mean yeast infection. That's not funny. But it wasn't.
I'm gonna tell you to get a diary. Get a diary. Okay. We don't need that at all. So this is why I have the opinion that she is seeking external validation through structure, and she's using religion to do that. Let me go back. She is using religion to do that.
I don't know about y'all, bro, but somebody who changes their personality this often, I don't trust. I don't want to hear from. I want nothing useful from. This woman literally admitted, right, that she lied about reading books, and she goes to Barnes and Nobles and record content in Barnes and Nobles so she could kind of develop the character of a girl who likes to read books. But the only problem is she doesn't like to read books. Wouldn't just being yourself be a whole lot easier? But just like, you know, she pretended to be a girl who loved to read books, she also bastardized and pretended, you know, to be a Muslim, okay, when she had no intentions whatsoever of ever engaging or following Islam long term. She did address during this episode why she played with these folks' religion, why she wore the hijab, pretended to.
Do y'all see this big ass crow that she has on her chest? And then this is another performance. Expect for me to drop another live stream about people faking growth, because we got to talk about that. But this is a performance. Okay. She has created the villain arc, the hijab and Islam arc, now the Christian podcast arc, all attention seeking through structure. She feels like that if she can get the validation and receive it through structure, through religion, then her reputation is saved. That's what this is all about. That's all it is. She is really hoping that she can receive that validation through this structure and that her past will be forgiven. But to be honest, it's not really up to us to really judge her past. It's for her to make peace with her past. That's it. It's not for us to really judge.
To be Muslim just for Instagram, just to hop right back on Instagram a couple months later in booty shorts showing cheeks with no hijab, claiming that Islam is just not for you. So she addressed it, but she spent much of the episode conditioning us, and we didn't know we were being conditioned, but she were conditioning us to not be so harsh when we finally hear the reason why she decided to play with Islam, right? So she starts off by claiming that, you know, like she transitioned to Islam because she was bored.
When people question how I got to Islam, this was nothing that happened overnight. I felt like I was at my wit's end. I also was very bored with social media because I felt like I mastered it. I mastered the trolling. I mastered the sexy. I sneeze, I'm on the shade rooms. Where is the challenge?
Some people get bored and they go back to college. They start a new business. They get a new hobby. She got a new religion, okay? Now, as she continues, bruh, it's just more brain rot. Like, she goes on to explain how her converting to Muslim was her way in being modest. She felt like she needed a way to stop, right, like dressing like a bop, stop wearing revealing things, right? Stop showing her Libya print to the internet. So Muslim was her way of dressing modest. And I'm just sitting back like, if only there was a way to act modest without adopting a religion you don't believe in.
Am more than what I am portraying. Feel like I'm more than this. That was the initial thought, the initial spark. And then it rolled into being drawn to Islam, Pacific Ocean. I know that I'm more than this. How do I?
And she's going to keep jumping through these hoops, and she's going to keep jumping to these extremes because it's all manipulation. Like she's doing it to get a certain outcome. And then when she doesn't get the outcome that she wants, then she moves on to the next extreme. That's all. And she just keeps hopping and hopping and hopping and hopping. And then she wants to be respected. She wants to be taken serious. And she uses these structures to protect herself from judgment. So the reason why she hides behind like these religious structures and frameworks and things like that is because she's trying to protect herself from the judgment of the public. So she's just constantly doing that. And it's just backwards. It's just backwards. And then all of this work that she's putting into jumping from one religious framework structure to the next, it's like, girl, you might as well actually do the real work. I mean, you're putting in all this energy, and then obviously that can be pretty challenging. I mean, if you want a challenge, face yourself. Face yourself without the games, without the manipulation, without using a man. Like, just actually face yourself if you really need the challenge. I mean, I don't get it. But I don't think that she can see things from a place where she values herself enough so where she will just face herself. I don't even think she feels that she's worthy of that time. She will manipulate to protect herself and her reputation publicly, to protect herself from judgment, but she won't actually take the necessary time out to do the real work to earn the respect that she's looking for, to change the narrative about herself by really doing the work and just showing up different. And unfortunately, this is a woman that still doesn't know who she is. Unfortunately, she's going through all of these extremes and she still doesn't know who she is. And now it's kind of hard to watch because she's conforming. She's using conformity to she's using it to be seen as like acting right. And that's the thing that like really bothers me when it comes to Brittany. It's like you're conforming to be seen as a woman that's acting right now. Like acting right. But your message before was to not care and to be yourself and to be authentic and this is who I am and accept me. And it's just like there's no balance with her. I don't get it. And I really feel like the reason why she's conforming to appear like she's acting right is because she's hoping that people will forget her past. She's not at peace with her past. She hasn't made peace with her past. So she's just coming across unstable. And then people make fun of her. You know, you have men like this. I don't know if he's red pill, but you have men like this that are just going to make fun of her for it.
I get out of this because I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills if I'm not doing what I've always done. And it's kind of like being a drug dealer. You're like, I'm used to this type of money. What happens when I don't want to do that anymore? What happens now that I want to make legitimate money? What does that look like for me? I was being drawn to Islam in 2024. This was my purification process. I'm more than my body. I'm more than the sexy. I'm tired of feeling like a circus animal. And if I'm leading with beauty, body, booty, let me just take it away. I felt like a hermit crab without its shell. And Islam provided that protection I needed while I was rebuilding myself. Quite literally cloaked myself with my clothing, with my hijab.
And I wrote this down. Listen, right here, okay, on my notes. She doesn't know who she is without a man's reflection. She don't know who she is. She doesn't know who she is at the core without a man's reflection. Her identity is shaped by a man's reflection, by a man's validation, by a man accepting her. All of this religious framework and jumping from all of these extremes is to get that male validation. And she is fighting for her life. And they are sitting back just laughing at her because she does not know how to stand in her true identity, being at peace with her past, because when you step into your true identity, you are at peace with your past. She is still leaning on the acceptance of men. Still, it's almost like she can't get away from it. It just looks different. You know, before she was more of a villain, a rebel, and now she's more of a pick me, but it's all rooted in male validation. And she just doesn't know who she is. And then another thing too that I found kind of odd, because I went on her Instagram, she like morphs when she's with a guy, she mirrors them. She mirrors them, and I think they become sick of her. I think that's what happened with Kevin Gates. She started to act like him, and he became sick of her. And she does this. I mean, have you seen how she dresses now? She dresses like the man. There's like an aesthetic, right? And she matches that man's aesthetic. Like each relationship that she gets into, she matches the man, she mirrors the man's aesthetic. So she just doesn't know how to stand on her own and not rely on a man's reflection, validation, and acceptance. She just doesn't know how to just stand in her truth.
This chick is insane, bro. Yo, there's not two options here, right? The only two options are not become a Muslim
Really bad.
or dress and act like an absolute bop and be a disgrace to your family. You got more options than that, bro. You could have literally been a human being who stuck with your religion, but just wear more modest clothing. Just don't act like how you were acting online. Just don't show your Libya print. All right? Just don't sleep with 100 different men in a month. You don't need Islam to be modest. But she told on herself. When she says this was my purification process, we know what that meant. Every bop transitioned to religion for the purification, right? They reach a point in their bopness where they have a hard time getting a man to take them seriously. They have a hard time getting rid of the stigma surrounding their name. They have a hard time outrunning their reputation. So they transition to religion so they can now be viewed as whole and born again. And that's what she did. Brittany Renner transitioned to Islam to sleep with a married man, bruh. It's really that simple from my perspective.
Allahu Akbar. When I originally joined Instagram July of 2012, I joined for two reasons: validation and male attention. And now that I no longer need either of those things, I am developing a new relationship with just social media itself. So my posting has been a bit inconsistent. I've been Muslim for 5 months and I love it here. Haven't had a drink in 6 months, haven't had sex in 8 months, and I changed my number 4 months ago. So if you went green, now you know why. This has been a really beautiful purification process for me of the mind, heart, body, and soul, and an opportunity for me to meet myself deeper.
To watch these videos back, if the girls were eating this up, like the girls were attacking me. I'm like, y'all, I'm sorry that I can smell bullshit a mile away. I'm sorry. And you know what? I'm not sorry that I can smell bullshit a mile away. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. I can smell the bullshit a mile away. I'm like, you're not able to finesse me. And then so many people were buying into her program. I'm like, y'all, this is not real. This is someone that is playing in your face and playing with religion. And this is the thing. A lot of people didn't want to believe it because they're like, no, she wouldn't play with religion. Why not? Why not? Why wouldn't she play with religion? She played with her reputation. Why wouldn't she play with religion? This woman knows no boundaries. She does not care. She's just trying to get her way. That's it. As long as she get her way, she don't care.
What I have discovered is how deserving I have always been and am. Even with wearing the hijab, trusting so much so.
This chick is a sociopath, bro. Don't buy nothing she's saying right now. Bunk everything she done said in this video and she said right now. The reason why she really became Muslim, in my opinion, from my perspective, is so she can start messing with a married man, man. This
is a sociopath. I'm sorry. It's the way he said it. It's the way he said it.
chick is a sociopath, bro. Don't buy nothing she's saying right. Bunk everything she done said in this.
I have always been and am. Even with wearing the hijab, trusting so much so.
This chick is a sociopath, bro. Don't buy nothing she's saying right. Bunk everything she done said in this.
Oh my God, I'm hot.
The reason why she
I'm hot.
became Muslim, in my opinion, from my perspective, is so she can start messing with a married man, man. This chick is crafty, bro. Kevin Gates is Muslim. She knows he could have multiple.
Oh, not Kevin Gates.
She wanted to be one of his wives. So she became Muslim and popped out married to Kevin Gates shortly after.
I've been seeing y'all courtside. He referred to you as his wife in videos. Is this confirmed? Like, okay, like, not my cousin. Where did y'all get? Okay, so that's what's up. Congratulations. How is it being a wife? Like, what's your favorite part about being a wife?
Being with the person that I love the most.
Yeah.
He said that she's crafty.
His name echoes in every chamber of my heart. So to be able to experience that with him has really just been a dream come true.
Yes. And on the show, have the girls been acceptance to your new faith as well on the show, or did you feel like you had to fight for that as well?
Again, I don't answer to mortals about, anything like that. But we got married April 6th and divorced May 28th.
So you're divorced?
Yes. But there is a 90-day waiting period in Islam.
I'm not acknowledging that nonsense that's no marriage. Bro. Kevin Gates wanted to hit it and quit it, man. He got into it for a month, seen it wasn't hitting on none, and left. He hit it and quit it for a month and broke up with you and dumped you, left you to the curb. And then once she realized, once she truly figured out, bro, once she realized, man, that Muslim or not Muslim, man, that men ain't ish and men are the same, now all of a sudden she's back and she's liberated and she's...
Brittany, you don't have to keep doing this to yourself. You don't have to keep doing this to yourself. Girl, you do not have to keep doing this for yourself. It just gets to a point.
free. Now, I feel like the most absurd part about this, man, is how she views herself as a victim. Like, she literally said the reason why she was acting like a bop, acting like a scallywag, acting like a predator, just acting like a waste woman, right? Which ultimately she needed Islam to save her from herself. The reason why she acted that way is because people had those opinions of her. So from her perspective, she thinks this makes sense. That because people were calling her a gold digger, a scallywag, a bop, promiscuous, like predator, that because people were...
Which, this is her truth, okay? She's not happy with her truth.
Calling her those names, that she then took on the identity of that as some type of coping mechanism, which I'm not buying at all.
I never knew I was capable of such discipline. There's a time and a place for everything. That's definitely something I learned there. Nobody is entitled to anything, not a handshake or a hug. And I am more than this physical vessel. Hijab or not, the right people, person, opportunities will see that. I got to lead with...
Yeah, am I the only one that thinks this crow is just... Am I the only one that thinks this crow is a little too much? Am I the only... I mean, it's bigger than her. That is a big ass crow. What is the point of this damn crow? I really want to know.
With me. It was nice. Social media and the scrutiny that I was receiving on a daily basis made me feel like a black widow. So I'm like, you know what? If that's what you guys think I am, then that's what I am. And I'm actually going to brand it on myself instead of bucking the narrative and saying that's not me. My belief was if I make myself big and scary, nobody will bother me or hurt me. Ooh, I'm the big bad succubus manipulative gold digging whore. Ooh, watch out. When you see me, cross the street. Get up, move out the way when I'm on the sidewalk. Move. I thought that was keeping me safe. And that was easily debunked. Pretending to be something I'm not did not keep me safe. And in fact, it exposed me to even more torment.
Ban podcast mics, man. Throw away the podcast mics, bro. Put 1,002...
Hear me out. Hear me out. I think she's still finding herself. I think that that's what this is. I think she is still trying to find herself. And she molds herself into the men that she's dating as a part of her journey, as a part of her adventure. I don't know where she's going to land. I think the crow is a bit much, but I mean, what do you think it's going to be next? She's going to be a mystic? A witch? I mean, I honestly, I don't even know. I mean, where else could you go? I mean, she's really going extreme. Y'all don't think she's going extreme? This is pretty extreme. I mean, it's getting extreme. I mean, when you jump to so many extremes, where do you land when you're done? That's what I want to know. Do you think she'll find herself in the end?
% tariff on all podcast mics, bro. There needs to be a price if you want to purchase these mics to spew stupidity. You need to really pay a price, bro.
Oof.
This woman just said that she was shocked that she became tormented because she decided to present herself as the worst characters that any woman can ever present themselves as, which is a gold-digging predator who preyed on an innocent underage boy while he was in college, as a woman who is really promiscuous, who's getting trained right and left.
Oh my God.
As a woman who don't know how to keep her legs closed, as a liar and a goofy, as a skin. She decided that she was going to adopt all those characteristics according to her to keep herself safe, but she was shocked that it actually was tormenting. Yeah, duh. Right? Yeah, usually being a terrible person is tormenting, right? In society. Usually people who are terrible and they're viewed as terrible don't really have a good time in society. Yeah, duh. But I'm not even buying it was an act, though. I'm not. I'm not buying.
Do y'all think that it was an act? I don't think it was an act. I think that was just who she was. She just thought it was cute at the time, and she didn't think that there would be any consequences. That's all. I don't think that it was an act at all. I think this was who she really was. And it just didn't pay off the way that she hoped or the way that she thought. And then that's another thing. That's another thing. That's another thing. I remember when I was younger and the girls were very much in hypersexual culture. And it kind of reminds me of, as a woman, when you're younger, they really try to push that onto you. Because you're talking to a girl that lost her virginity way later in life, well beyond the expected time frame that I'm supposed to hold on to it. And I just remember when people would like be around me, and also being a thicker girl with a fat ass, it's like people really try to project that hypersexual activity onto you, or they expect it. And a lot of it came from women. I had to go to therapy to realize that I was sexually assaulted by a lot of women. Like, women would smack my ass a lot. And I'm not talking about like just on the court, because I used to play ball. Actually, no one really slapped my ass on the court. I was being slapped. My ass was being slapped when I would walk the hallways, or I would be outside talking in a circle with a group of friends, and it was always some woman being touchy feely. I was like, when I tell you that I remember growing up, and it was like the early 2000s, mid 2000s era, and the girls that know, they were really pushing that onto us. That's when like the uncut videos was going on. That's when the video vixen thing was going on. It's like they was really trying to push that on. And I feel like they're still doing it, but I feel like it's kind of dying down. It's becoming more trendy to be modest now. But I just remember women like really coming at me like that aggressively. And they were very persistent. And I remember being asked to escort, like there were girls trying to get me to escort with them, girls trying to get me to strip with them, girls trying to get me to all of that. And I'm like, girl, I got stuff to do. I don't feel like that's a part of my journey in life. No shade, but I have choices other than that. Like, I kept thinking about, I'm smart. Like, I can do other things. And I just never fell for that. But I'm just watching this thinking like, damn, what if I would have given in to peer pressure? I would be fighting for my life like Brittany Renner. What if I really would have gave in to that peer pressure to be accepted by my peers, to lose my virginity, because that's what the girls, oh girl, you need to lose your virginity because that's just the thing to do. And I just think to myself about that, because I'm like, now it's not the thing to do. Now it's the thing to do is to be modest and to be mystique and to be conservative. Listen, all I'm gonna say is, whatever you do, just stay true to yourself. You can never go wrong being true to yourself. It may be uncool, it may be unpopular, you may not fit in, but I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, when you get to my age, you're gonna be very grateful that you just remain true to who you are. Seriously. Like, you're not gonna live with so much regret. And that's the thing. When it comes to Brittany Renner, she is not happy with her choices and her decisions when it comes to her earlier life. Like, she's actually very regretful the many of times that she gave her body away to the many different men that she was laying down with. But at the time, I think that she was really giving in to peer pressure. I think she was really giving in to that hypersexual culture that was being pushed on younger women. And I think she just really gave into it. And now this is kind of the result of it. And this is the reason why it's kind of sad. Like, how some people are like, well, I don't feel bad for her. I kind of do, because I remember how aggressive it was for that hypersexual culture and hypersexual activity, how it was like really pushed onto you, to the point where people really made fun of you, or they made you feel left out, or they made you feel like you wasn't doing something right, or you weren't cool enough, and you weren't this and you weren't that. I mean, the pressure was heavy. So I kind of do feel bad. And it's kind of sad to see that this is the outcome of that.
Fine, this was some type of actor she was pretending. No. That was who she really was. That was who she really was. Now, yo, this entire thing was like contradiction. She didn't blame people for putting those statements on her, while at the same time, like, admitting, right, that she went out here with the intent to make people feel this way about her, to live her truth, and put everything out there regardless of how people feel. So she went out of her way to convince people that she were these things. So then folks began to call her these things, and then she began to enact the worst possible versions of those things as a coping mechanism. Man, yo, get rid of these podcast mics today, bro.
I have never wanted to accept these stories that how a woman should be, how a woman should act. Well, you can only get this if you act like that. I just have never subscribed to that. So yes, my function is I'm bucking that. You know what? I'm going to sit on this couch with Shannon Sharp, talk about my body count freely. It doesn't matter if it was 35 or 3,500. Because at the end of the day, I have to answer to the things that I.
And listen, you can't listen to men, y'all. You really can't. You really can't. You cannot listen to men. I mean, I was being made fun of from both men and women when it came to my virginity. I lost my virginity at 27 years old. I was being made fun of from both men and women. And it was weird, but it was the culture though. Like they would literally look at you like, you haven't laid down? And I'm like, no. No, I haven't. They're like, what? And now this is why it's just total bullshit to me. Like culturally speaking, not necessarily Brittany Renner, but just culturally speaking, it's bullshit. Because I just remember when people would look at me crazy and then they would get on me, like really pressure me, like, well, you need to. You're gonna die alone. You're gonna be a virgin and die alone. You're gonna be this, and you're oh my God, you're gonna be 30 and a virgin. Oh my God. Like I just remember that shit. And now it's like, oh, let's beat the women down that gave in to those pressures. And you know what men would constantly tell me? Men, not women, men. Men would constantly tell me that, well, you don't have enough experience. Is this a fucking job interview? Well, you don't have any experience, and I just feel like you need to get experience. Okay, so then Brittany Renner went out here and got all the fucking experience. Okay, and now I don't respect her. I don't take her serious. She's a joke. She's this, she's that. But I'm on the opposite end of this, y'all. I'm on the opposite end of this, and I remember men distinctly saying, "Oh yeah, like I would never take you serious because you don't have no experience at all." So she has all of the fucking experience that a man could ask for, and now it's like, yeah, I would never take her serious. That's why I'm saying, ladies, stay true to yourself. And I'm gonna be honest to you, the least amount of access is what men are deserving of. Seriously. Don't give them free range. Don't give them too much access because honestly, the switch up is in fucking insane. Like honestly, the switch up is insane, which is why I do feel bad for her. I do. Actually, I do. I feel bad for her because I'm like, well, shit. I mean, they made me feel like shit. Now they making her feel like shit. But I guess in the eyes of society and social structures, when it pertains to women and standards, I guess I'm okay. But she has to go through all of this shit with her reputation and trying to clean it up and fix it up. But I'm pretty sure the men were in her DMs just egging her on, pressuring her, probably like saying, "Oh, but I love you and da da da, I want to wife you." It's all bullshit, y'all. It's just all bullshit. So I'm just the girl on the opposite end of this, and honestly, it's bullshit. That's what it is. It's bullshit. And yes, I felt that pressure from women just as much as men. However, I felt like the pressure was coming from women because the pressure was on them and they were only projecting what they felt on me.
I do. I have to be okay with myself. I have to be able to look in the mirror. But I'm going to sit across from these polarizing personalities, share candidly in my car, post what I feel like. And I am going to get everything I want. And
I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, we can't take it that far, okay? Brittany Renner doesn't have power over men because she doesn't have power over herself. Let me say it again. Brittany Renner does not have power over men because she doesn't have power over herself. Okay? And it's always in that order. It's always in that order. I highly recommend that you subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested. But a woman cannot have power over men who don't have power over themselves. So I'm sorry. No, it never gave that. Um, I know women that have power, and really the power a woman can have over a man is influence. That's it, influence. She can get in his head and influence him. Okay. Now she can use that access for good, or she could use that access for bad. She could use that access to manipulate, or she could use that access to be peace in his life. Who knows? But to truly have power over a man, you have to have power over yourself first. So and that's how I've seen it done. It's always in and then without. As above is so below. I mean, I can go on and on about it. But unfortunately, no, it doesn't give that she had power over men, because she never had power over herself.
And you guys are going to watch me do it. Years of exaggerating my personality because I felt like it was more entertaining. With all of the feeling the need to perform for several years, I created my own pretty prison.
Deliberately exaggerated your personality, deliberately said things that you knew were off-putting for a woman, but it were your truths. Like, for example, 35 or 3,500 bodies, you don't care. You're going to talk about all the men in the industry you slept with and sucked off and got your back broken with and wanted to have 2 or 3 men at the same time. You did these things to yourself. You got the reward because you got the fame, right?
And that's what's blowing my mind. She's saying I was a virgin, shamed by both men and women. The women were worse than the men. I was bullied by women really bad and sexually assaulted by them too. And it took me going to therapy. You know, you don't really know you experience sexual assault sometimes until you go to therapy, and your therapist is able to actually validate through sharing your experiences that you were violated. So, honestly, I didn't know how much I was violated until I went to therapy. I'm like, oh my God, that's sexual assault. Yeah, someone crossing a boundary and touching you inappropriately in ways that you didn't like is sexual assault. So it's and I again going back to what I was saying, it was the culture. Like the culture was hypersexual, and it still somewhat is, but it's kind of dying down now. It's kind of dying down now. I will never forget the era, because the era was skinny or villain vixen, like not villain vixen, video vixen, and it was hypersexual. Like that's just what it was. It was either you had to be super skinny or you had to have that video vixen body type, and it was hypersexual. So that's why the girls were going to the extremes with the BBLs, the lip injections, getting their boobs done and all of that, because that was really the culture, y'all. That was really the standard, and it was the pressure that women were putting on themselves and other women, because that was what was acceptable. Now that's changing, that's shifting. So women are taking out their BBLs. Hell, I'm even seeing women take out their boob implants. Are y'all seeing that?
Right? Like, you wanted to get famous, you got famous for it, but now because you can't take the consequences, we all got to suffer for it. All right? Now it's our fault. We put these stigmas on you. Man, cut it out, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all feel Brittany Renner redemption? Or do y'all
No, I think it's bullshit. So then recently,
subscription and get started now? On this new episode, Brittany Renner revealed that she's now a devoted, born-again Christian. And the episode started off with a prayer from her and this new guy that she's been dating for about a month now.
Amen.
What I want to add.
only a month? A month? And she's bringing this man on her podcast? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I did not know that. A month? So it gives manipulation.
Okay. God, please guide our voices. Let nothing that we've been through be in vain, and that whoever needs to hear whatever needs to be shared through us, through the wisdom that you've gifted us, please use us, speak through us, and may our voices, may this video reach the people that need it the most. You know our intentions, cleanse our hearts, purify whatever feelings that are coming up so we can convey whatever messages you would like to use through us. Protect us through this process and just guide us. In Jesus' name, amen.
In Jesus' name, amen. Wasn't she just alhamdulillah, assalamu baby?
Allahu Akbar. When I originally joined
You
Instagram
know what?
July of 2012,
I am so done.
joined for 2 reasons. Validation and male attention. And now that I no longer need either of those things, I am developing a new relationship with just social media itself. So my posting has been a bit inconsistent. I've been Muslim for 5 months and I love it here.
Brittany, if you don't stop playing with these folks' religion, bruh, God is gonna bring his wrath. What's even more confusing, on the first episode of her podcast, Brittany Renner announced that she's no longer religious because she felt like religion was holding her back.
And more.
And listen. Brittany is adopting this new man's vibe, religion, personality, and aesthetic. Just check her out on Instagram, okay? She is just adapting whatever he's putting out. Honestly, that's it. That's it. I'm pretty sure this man came in, charmed her, which wasn't hard, and he knows how to emotionally soothe her and use romantic words. Um, and she consistently is being manipulated by men, and it always fits into this religious structure or this structure. So then she can put it off as if, oh, see, this man chose me and look at me, I'm praying with this man. And it's like she keeps using these men and their religion to save her reputation. That's all it is.
Than what I am portraying. Feel like I'm more than this. That was the initial thought, the initial spark. And then it rolled into being drawn to Islam, Pacific Ocean.
Oh,
I know that I'm more than this. How do I get out of this? Because I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills if I'm not doing what I've always done. And it's kind of like being a drug dealer. You're like, I'm used to this type of money.
She openly admits that religion and Islam was a way to get people to stop talking about her negatively, but then ultimately she couldn't make any money, right, with not being able to dress promiscuously. So now she's back dressing promiscuously and online making money. And, you know, religion was a thing of the past. And then literally a week later, she's talking about Jesus, amen. This chick has some severe issues. But the prayer and the religious part wasn't even like the most bizarre, weirdest part of this video. It was her relationship dynamic with this random dude she brought. So Buddy doesn't introduce himself, doesn't give us his name. The only time during
His name is Rashad. You're welcome.
this podcast he labeled himself was when he calls himself the stepfather to Brittany Renner's child.
I appreciate even you letting me, I appreciate you letting me in with your son, you know, and being able to be a stepfather, someone to, you know, care for him in ways that people didn't believe they would for you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciate that. And that takes a lot of trust to even open up like that, you know? So I commend you for that.
She couldn't have known this guy for more than a month. Wasn't she just with Kevin Gates? She couldn't have known this guy for more than a month or two. They're not married, but yet he's calling himself.
Oh my God, y'all, this is bad. Oh my God, this is horrible.
The stepfather to her son, as if the boy don't already have an active and devoted father. This man, PJ Washington, is one of the most active fathers you would ever see. Like, he literally cried because he couldn't see his son for like 2 weeks. Like, that's how devoted this man is. Like, that's how active this man is in his son's life. So why are you calling yourself a stepfather? Why are you even considering yourself a part of this kid's life? You've known this chick for about 2 months. You are just the dude who's laying pipe on Brittany Renner at the moment, bruh. You are not this kid's stepfather. He got an active father who has him 50% of the time, who's pushing to have him full time. This man tells Brittany Renner, a woman he's only known for about a month or two, he's so happy that, you know, she has honored him to be a stepfather. I never see anybody in life, all right, tell a woman that they've known for that brief amount of time, they're so happy and honored to be bestowed upon the title of stepfather. Like,
You know, I'm always joking about how if a man was to impregnate me and leave me to be a single mother, that I would be the baby mama from hell. But this is not it. You know, you have to be the baby mama from hell with wit. You have to be clever. Like, the kids cannot be affected, right? Like, it can never get to the point where you're the baby mama from hell and the kids are being affected, you know? So that means you're just gonna have to be clever, witty, smart, 2 steps ahead, maybe 3 steps, 4 steps ahead, but never to the point where the kid is being affected by your choices and your decisions. I hope y'all don't think that that's what I'm saying. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, you have to be like petty, you know? You have to like, boom, I got the birthday cake before you did. Yeah. Yeah, I know you wanted to get the birthday cake, but I got it. And I got the one that I wanted. Or you know what? He's going to have 2 birthday cakes. Yeah. Because why not? You know, like, it got to be stuff like that. You got to hit them low, you know, but never on top where the kid is being affected by it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be petty like that. But this is just, it looks bad on her, you know? Like, you don't want to be the baby mama from hell where it looks bad on you. You want to be the baby mama from hell where you got your lick back. And every day for the next 18 years, you're going to get your lick back. You know what I mean? But never to the point where the kid is just being affected by it.
Cut it out, man. Now, a red flag pops up during this, like,
That's what I'm saying.
during this episode. So
I don't understand why she doesn't give PJ his son. I would. Go live with your daddy. You know, I can't help you be a man anyway. I can only teach you how to piss sitting down. I can't teach you how to piss standing up. So why don't you just go stay with your daddy? But you know what? I think I know what it is. She can't get a check. She needs the check. So now she's holding that boy hostage in Atlanta, possibly, maybe, okay, for a check. It's like, girl, go let that man live with his daddy, okay, and you go on about your life. You see him during the holidays. Why not? And then you can still go do your thing. I don't understand. Why not do that? It just makes sense to me.
apparently, dude has a child of his own that he's not allowed to see. So that's why he feels honored that he gets to still be a father to Brittany Renner's son, because his own kid, apparently he can't see his kid, and he's not allowed to be in the kid's life due to the baby mama drama.
You know, I have trouble with my daughter and seeing her at the moment, and it hurts me every day. But seeing y'all together, it makes me feel better, you know? It makes me feel like we have something.
So she's possibly dealing with a deadbeat and she doesn't even know. A Christian, reformed, alleged deadbeat that she doesn't know. Because she doesn't know this man. It's only been a month. You are not in your daughter's life. And does she really know the ins and outs of that situation? Probably not. Probably not. Oh my gosh.
You know, like I said, I wish she was here every day, but unfortunately, I got baby mama issues, you know, and you got baby daddy issues.
Yeah.
But we're handling this together. And one thing I would just encourage anybody to
So they bond over their trauma when it comes to their baby mama, baby daddy issues. Got it.
do is
This is truly one of the saddest things I've witnessed on the podcast. Brittany Renner clearly sees this dude as a lick.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh my God.
So what did this move from LA to Atlanta bring up for you?
He inquires what went into her decision to leave LA and move to Atlanta and move in with him. Now, he's expecting some type of lovey-dovey answer, but credit to Brittany Renner, she's a straight shooter, man. She's at least honest with this fool. She tells him, man, the only reason why I'm moving here with you is because I was unsuccessful in finessing my baby daddy for more child support in LA. Right? I was drowning in LA. I couldn't get more child support no matter how much I tried with these lawyers. So now I'm moving to Atlanta. And he's sitting there and taking it like an absolute clown.
I mean, like, how deep do we want to go in this question? Because I can pass it right
Because I feel like he using her just as much as she's using him.
now, but
It's your feelings. It's your...
I also feel like a big part of wanting to stay in California was the child support stuff. And, you know, for me, you know, if my child's father doesn't want to be around and all you're good for is money, well, then give me more of it. Give us more of it so at least we can have a good life since you're not going to be involved.
So Brittany Renner, 33-year-old old ass, took her baby daddy to court and said with a straight face that $5,500 in child support a month is not enough. and she needs $35,000 a month for their 4-year-old son. What do a 4-year-old son need with $35,000 a month? With $5,500 a month, you telling me
I mean, 5,500, that's nice. To get that monthly, that's a nice check.
you can't get a nice place in LA? And God forbid, you also make $5,000 a month, which is $60K a year. You telling me with 1 million followers, you can't make $60K a year? So if you add up your $5,500, and God forbid you do your half as well and bring $5,000, that's about 10 bands a month, and $5,500 of that is untaxed. So you mean to tell me that you can't provide for a 4-year-old on $120,000 a year?
That's hard to believe.
But she was living out of her means, and she tried to finesse the dude for that child support. God is a mighty God because.
And listen, y'all, it don't be making sense to me because no shade, but Brittany Renner is tacky. She is. She's very tacky. You know, I don't really think she knows how to really dress for real. So it's not like she's just this fashion girly. What does she be spending her money on? You know what I mean? I'm for real. Have you really seen her dress? She don't be dressing. No shade. But I'm saying, like, if I saw her closet and it was like, okay, I get it. But honestly, when I look at Brittany, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, from her hair to how she dresses. And she's a very gorgeous woman, but I'm saying, like, a lot of the stuff she wears, it just gives cheap. No shade. It gives very cheap. So I don't know. I don't know what is she spending her money on? That's what doesn't make sense. You know, PJ Washington's wife, okay, you could tell she gets facials, she gets her lashes done. She puts a lot into herself. She pours a lot into herself. But when it comes to Brittany, I really just don't get that from her. Like, she's a gym girly. That's about it. I see her spending money on gym clothes possibly, but she just doesn't get fashion girly. You know, not handbag. It doesn't, not shoes. What is she really spending her money on? That's what I want to know. It needs to make sense for me.
One of the reasons why Brittany Renner wanted the child support increase is because she was jealous of what PJ Washington was doing for his new girlfriend. Like, when he came to pick up his son, she was screaming about how PJ Washington was buying his new girlfriend a $170,000 car, and where is his son $170,000?
Listen, that is his wife.
So she was jealous that, you know, the new girlfriend and, you know, the new fiance or new wife at this point, because I think they're.
You know what it gives? It's girls that live like that, y'all. No, listen, no shade, but it gets dead. You have an income from your baby daddy for $5,500. I don't know how much she could be making. She has a Patreon. She is she's always promoting Fashion Nova. So it gives debt. Like, it gives like she's in debt. And I'm not saying that to be shady. I'm saying that because I'm being honest. It really does give debt. Like, I don't really see her traveling like that either. So I'm like, where's your money going? And listen, I'm all for being frugal, but for someone to be kind of money hungry like, she comes across very money hungry. It's like, well, where are your money going? And like, if a woman is money hungry and she's coming across as a gold digger, I expect to see a closet. I expect to see trips. You know, I just expect to see you live in a certain type of way. But for her to be so money hungry and not to really have much to show for it, y'all don't think that's very suspicious to me. That is very suspicious to me.
They're married. The new wife was getting special treatment that she wasn't getting. You know, that comes.
Ooh, girl, and I just thought about something. It could be her mama. It could be her mama, because the way her mama showed up in this video, I'm like, why your mama inserting herself like this? Are you paying her bills?
Being with PJ Washington, right? But she was getting the child support. So because she's jealous of what the new wife was getting, that's why she requested, you know, like the increase in child support.
Okay, hold on, pause. This is what we're not doing. So every time that he does this, I'm gonna record this because that's not okay. No, the thing is, this is the third time he's done it. This is the third time he's done it. He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show up and do something then with him. Because he does this every time. No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't because anybody babys him. You gonna give him his bag and stuff? That's terrible. 3 weeks in a row.
And people be trying to convince me that the co-parenting life is something to look forward to. No, it's not. You will never be able to convince me with that. I will go to a sperm bank before I sign up for this willingly. Willingly, yeah, I'll go to a sperm bank because the pickups, the drop-offs, I don't want to do that. Okay. I would just rather go to the sperm bank like Ebony K. Williams and just call it a fucking day. I don't want to deal with this. I mean, the pickups, the drop-offs, it's a lot. It's very stressful. And then the kid has to go from this home, that home, and then each home it's a different lifestyle. It's too freaking much. You will catch me at the sperm bank before I willingly sign up for something like this. It's stressful.
And it's up with me. Just know that it's up. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I didn't stutter.
I didn't hear you say it again.
Suck my dick.
Oh.
If you had one, maybe I would. Pussy ass. What the fuck you looking at?
Oh, that was the mama.
Out my drop like hoe. You don't pay for shit either. $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your.
And that's your mama? And she talking about I would if you had one? I thought that was Brittany.
Son's bank account. $11,000 in your son's bank account, but $170 for that. Get out the car. Get out the car.
They pocket watching like hell. They knew how much money the wife got recently down to the cent. Now, a 3-year-old having $11,000 in his account is a W, and she's getting $5,500 a month in child support on top of that. That's a W. But Brittany Renner was jealous that the wife was getting a lot of money that she wasn't getting, so she tried to get the increase in child support. And then she told the dude sitting there, hey, bro, if I would have gotten this, man, I wouldn't have been here. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have been sitting here doing this with you. I was like, I would have been back in LA. And she kept it honest, but she did try to mask it up a little bit, try to let him know, oh, she stopped, like she stopped the hunt for the child support. She stopped the hunt because every legal avenue she took got struck down. But she tried to make it seem as if she volunteered.
I don't understand why the girls be signing up for this. And there's more of a guarantee that you'll get alimony, especially if you have kids in marriage. You'll get alimony and you'll get child support. Why are y'all just fighting for the child support? I'm not understanding that. Y'all playing the cards all wrong and all backwards. And to be honest, when it comes to marriage and situations where you have kids and things like that, it's the system is set up to help the woman, not really help the man. And you finding yourself in these losing situations, it just it doesn't make sense. And no, marriage doesn't keep a man, but if the situation don't go well, okay, at least you'll get something out of it where you don't have to be fighting like this with a man to be there for the kids, take care of the kids, have alimony, have child support. I mean, you don't have to fight for these things. The girls be fighting for their life. And I'm like, well, if you would have secured your future a little bit better through marriage, okay, then you would get the alimony and you would get the child support. Then you wouldn't have to fight so hard to get child support and then have child support so high so that you can live off of that. I mean, it's the girls just playing their cards all backwards to me. I don't get it.
Stopped. You voluntarily stopped because you realized there was no point in moving forward, right? Like, she'll even admit that her friends gave her bad advice.
He hasn't seen his son since May 7th, 2025. 2 weeks out of 2025, the year. So a lot of people don't understand. Well, it's like if I can't get you to care about something that you co-created, then I might as well hit you where I guess it seemingly would hurt you. The only thing you care about, which is money. So
what?
Bringing it full circle, my hearing for that was March 20th. I never needed the money to be happy. And it was...
This is weird to have this conversation with your boyfriend about your situation with your baby daddy and then doing it knowing that you're going to post this to the public.
Understanding that my son doesn't care about that. And at that point, if I'm trying to create this lifestyle for him, I'm creating on someone else's dime. And that's also a false sense of security, reality. And so I think for me, it was, I don't need this to be happy. My son doesn't need a perfect mom. He just needs a happy mom. And I'm financially drowning in California right now. So I felt like I was kind of even accepting defeat. Like, try to get an attorney, try to fight, try to give my son the lifestyle that would be similar to what his other siblings are living. And it's just like, I don't know, my son doesn't. He's a pretty simple guy, like simple things. He likes going outside. He likes dinosaurs. He likes going on adventures. So I think for me it was
And he's like, what, 4 or 5? Don't most 4 or 5-year-olds? That's why people were looking at you sideways, like $35K a month.
just death to the war.
Um,
The war, really.
well, one thing I want to address is that this wasn't your idea to even go after that money.
As a mom, I felt like I was failing my son. And then there are other girls like her, like another girl that I was friends with that were like, why aren't you doing this thing? We're all getting $15,000 a month and up. Like if you really cared about your son, you would go file for him.
Mhm.
And so it made me feel like I wasn't doing my job as a mom.
And all these girls ain't doing shit.
Right. And they're still
No
fucking their baby
talent.
daddies.
And then she starts talking trash about the women who genuinely try to help her by telling her, go after child support. Yo, this chick is crazy. But the humiliation.
All this gives is that she tried to play the game in the way that they were coaching her, and it just didn't work out for her. And so now she's talking shit on their situation and their setup and what they're doing to get 15K plus and up in child support. But you sitting up here on this podcast with this man that you've only known for a month that you're referring to as the stepfather to your son. This is just a mess. This is just a mess. How can you shit on those women when you were trying to get in on the same game that they had, their whole setup? It's just you weren't successful. So then you talk shit on them?
Ritual doesn't stop here.
That's crazy.
Right. So outside of talking about this, she moves on to talking about Kevin Gates and her marriage to Kevin Gates. And you can see this dude's reaction. Like he is visibly upset. Like he don't even want to like consider that she was ever married. Like he tries to discredit the marriage with Kevin Gates as a fake marriage. But then she corrects him like, nah, it was a real marriage. It was through Islam. If you're happily married, if you're moved on to the stepdaddy of the year who stepped up when you needed him, why are you still being affected emotionally by Kevin Gates and your exes? Why are you on a podcast talking about your ex relationships?
Because she's unhealed in this new relationship with this new man. She just be hopping from one man to the next.
I was married for 52 days.
Was it marriage?
It's an Islamic marriage, I guess.
Where's the papers? Where's the papers?
No papers, just before
No,
Allah.
so no papers, huh?
No papers.
Okay.
No papers. 52 days. And I saw that Kevin had interviewed with Shannon Sharp, which I have been on Shannon's pod before, I think back in 2023. And I saw that he was speaking on our marriage. And he said that we met in 2014, which was untrue, and that we were still friends, like we were still cool. And even though some people might say, like, well, he didn't say anything bad about you, but you didn't say the truth about the situation either. We're not friends. So if me and you aren't cool and I go on a platform and I say that we are, I'm trying to be funny. For me, that's what it comes off as. Like, you're trying to be funny. And
So Kevin Gates was asked about her in his Shannon Sharp interview, and he told Shannon Sharp, it's all love. We got no issues. We're still cool. And that response is what she thought was him trying to be funny. So apparently that warranted her doing an entire podcast about Kevin Gates, which obviously she was just looking for a reason to talk about Kevin Gates. And stepdaddy of the year just sat there and took all the humiliation. This is just absurd, bro. At this point, bro, this podcast,
He's definitely playing her. Listen, all this gives, okay? The reason why she dropped this child support case against PJ Washington right as she launches this Christian rebrand with her new man is because she is wanting to rewrite her reputation. She's wanted to buy it back. She feels like she can buy back her reputation by dropping the case against PJ Washington. Like, look, see, I don't need his money. I'm not one of those. Like, I don't need his money like that. And to be honest, she's trying to buy back her reputation and she wants to be seen as this woman who doesn't need his money and is not jealous of his wife. I really think that Brittany is really jealous of the wife. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because look how she talked about those other women that she was getting advice from to get more child support. Look how she talks about them. So I can only imagine how she deeply feels about the wife. She's definitely jealous of her. I mean, you're jealous of all of the things that she's getting based off of being this man's wife. And you're now jealous of the other girls that are getting more in child support than you a month. So yeah, you're definitely jealous. But honestly, this podcast that you did where you talked about those other women and how they ain't shit and look at them now and all of that, I'm like, girl, it only makes you look crazy. It makes you look like you're deranged. That's what it makes you look like. Then this seems like it's another transactional relationship to help her rewrite the public opinion about her. She's creating a new image to see what sticks. It's like at this point, all I see is Brittany throwing things at a wall, trying to see what will stick. And she just keeps doing it over and over and over again. Then she has this pattern of wanting to move out of old identities and public images to escape the consequences when it comes to her reputation. That's all she's doing. She hops from these old identities, one identity to the next, these rebrands, and tries to rewrite her public image and reputation and all of that, rebrand all of that, because she's trying to escape the consequences of her reputation. I mean, people are really mad at this girl for how she keeps jumping from one religion to the next. And she's using her influence to do it. And she's not really being serious about it.
Brittany Renner has now converted to Christianity. Yes, the same girl who was Muslim who converted and everything was Allah this and Allah that. She has now switched again. She switched religions again. She's now a Christian and she does prayers on her little social media thing. And it just makes me wonder, at what point do you look within yourself of maybe I need to change inside rather than seeking externally, oh, I need a new religion. I need a new God. I need a new man. I need that.
I mean, he makes a great point. Also, I don't believe that she's changing. She's just changing the stage she performs on, and she's just switching up her act. That's it. Brittany Renner is a performer, and I hate anyone that buys into her bullshit at this point.
Call this podcast the worst podcast ever. At this point, this podcast might be the best podcast ever, right? This podcast is a content gift that just keep on giving, all right? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man, right? What are y'all thoughts on this situation? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here to find out how this conspiracy theorist, podcaster, loser just lost all his racist fans and had them turn against him after he made...
Look, okay, ladies, I don't know. I mean, at this point, the girls are just running from themselves. And they're trying to escape the consequences of their choices. And the more they do, the more they look like a clown. They look like a fool. And it's just like, at this point, facing yourself in private is better than humiliating yourself publicly when it comes to your antics and you trying to outrun your past. Deal with it, heal it, don't live in regret, make peace with it, and move on with your life. I mean, you don't have to keep jumping through all of these hoops. And it's just, you're humiliating yourself. It doesn't matter if it's Cardi B. It doesn't matter if it's Brittany Renner. Both of these women are down bad. And it all comes down to the fact that they just don't want to face themselves. They don't want to face the truth in who they really are. And they use these men to make themselves feel better egotistically. Then they get their heart broken or they feel played, and then they move on to the next guy, and then they repeat the whole thing all over again. Sit with yourself long enough to heal. Sit with yourself long enough to make peace with your past so that you don't have to keep embarrassing yourself publicly. That's what this all comes down to. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up and show me by liking this video if you would like for me to react to Shanice and her recent podcast where she talked about her recent podcast episode where she talked about, was it single motherhood? I think she talked about single motherhood. Let me know if you want me to react to that, and I will. And show me by giving the video a like, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you for joining me. Good night.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.
This is my opinion. I'm free to state my opinion anytime I like, right? Thank you.
I don't want you to feel like that, but yeah, feel like that.